And we are live on YouTube. I'm Dayne Young. That's Radi Nabulsi. We're from UGAsports.com. You're here to hear Coach Donnan, though, and hear what Coach Donnan has to say about Georgia and Missouri.
I'm just here to drink beer.
Well, you're here to tell us about who's bringing this broadcast to us, so that'd be nice.
Big shout out to Leon Farmer and the folks who make who distribute the Natural Light Seltzer. Fantastic stuff. I'm going to be drinking these the whole time, so if I get stupid by the third quarter, you're only here to hear Coach Donnan. Just ignore me. That's my only point. And, of course, our friends over at Southeastern Mortgage. Can't tell you how fantastic those guys are. I want you to do me a favor. Swing by 123getloan.com if you need Georgia people to help you with your house. If you want to refinance, take money out, see our folks, Kevin, Rubin, and Seth over there at Southeastern Mortgage, 123getloan.com.
You know, that's important. Actually, today I was talking to my wife. We went and looked at what we had left on the principal of our loan, and we've already paid a little more down than we realized that we had. So there are more options out there than what people think they have.
You can also get out of mortgage insurance. You can refinance and get out of it.
Get rid of that PMI, man.
Just saying.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to worry about that. We're in Coach's palatial mansion.
No, hey, PMI is good. You know, you don't need to be paying that with all the deals out there. And we appreciate their helping us out, getting all this equipment. Glad you're back, made it back from, hey, we just celebrated a tremendous victory last week over the Fighting Gators. And in spite of what Mullen thought after the game, we actually won. And we won and dominant.
They lost.
Well, they didn't
killed themselves.
Yeah.
We did nothing. Georgia did nothing to win the game.
I just want to congratulate him on his preparation for the first series. They really looked good. I mean, they were very organized and had 2 weeks to do that, too. They really were set, you know. And but anyhow, let's get out of that. But we're going
I like that part.
We're going against the Fighting Tigers from Mizzou, who really have had an up and down season. You know, they're a very good football team at home, have played terrible on the road, and they're really due to start going. There's a lot of rumors about whether Kelly Bryant will actually play tonight. You know, he's got a bad hamstring along with a knee situation. And we'll just have to see what his status is, you know, pretty quickly here. I think if Georgia wins the toss, we'll probably defer to see what their quarterback situation is going to be. But, you know, I think we've had a really good week of practice of bearing down and not looking ahead to Auburn. There's too much at stake here. You know, when you look at these rankings and know that we're number 6, Kirby doesn't talk to the team about rankings much. Said you get it, don't do it on the field. But with the idea that Penn State and Alabama more than likely looks like they're going to lose, you know, we got a tremendous shot here of just moving up really quickly and put ourselves in position. But you got to take care of business. A&M's a good team, Auburn's a good team, but Missouri's a team that you got to really watch out for tonight, and we're going to try to help you out as far as pointing things out. But they really are what we used to call a butcher knife bandit. I mean, they can cut you up, do a lot of stuff on defense, play a lot of different looks, and really take chances that, you know, are calculated, but their whole deal is to get you behind the chains, play a lot of press coverage, and they've done pretty well with their coverage all year, but they give up some big plays. And I look for us to get some big plays tonight with Swift, you know, coming out of the backfield, breaking tackles, catching the ball, and continue to use Cager, you know, in the different ways that we've done on some kind of routes off our best routes. You know, one of the things I always like to do, if you've run something over and over, then run something that looks like that, and then run something off of it, because teams play your route. So we'll probably see some of that tonight too. And maybe a few wrinkles with our offense that you haven't seen as far as some line play that we'll point out too. But I don't know that we'll see that for sure, but just in case, I'm just throwing all this out just in case.
That's a lot.
It could happen, but, you know, it could not. I don't know.
So you're basically saying they're a very high-risk reward team in Missouri.
Yeah, they got to play like that on defense. They lost their best linebacker for the season. The guy was doing a heck of a job for them, and he's out, and now they're really it would be like similar to us losing Roquan in 2017. This guy was just all over the field, made play after play, and now, you know, they're struggling a little bit. So this is a team that's dancing with the wolves, so to speak, because they know more than likely they're not going to go to a bowl because of the NCAA legislation,
Right.
and they
this is their bowl game probably.
They've still got to play Florida, and so the next 2 weeks they played 2 teams that are in the top 7 or 8 in the country. One of them at home and one of them on the road. So it's going to be a fun night. Watch the dogs bark because I think we're going to get after them. I'm not going to predict a whole lot because, I've been bad about some of these predictions. I said we were going to throw the ball a lot against South Carolina. I didn't know we were going to throw it 51
A lot of
times.
people
Well,
wrong
that
on
would be that would be a correct prediction,
Right,
though. If you
but
said you're going to throw it
I
all.
thought we'd throw it to our team. So here we go. It won't be long before we're kicking off. It should be a great crowd there tonight. It's not too cold.
Yeah, it is. I'm
feels
glad I'm
good
in here.
I did hear that Coach Dooley is attending the game. You remember a few years back when his son Derek was Tennessee's head coach, he would watch the game from home so he wouldn't have to make the decision of, rooting for Georgia, rooting for his son or whatever. But I guess it's different as an offensive coordinator where you don't have the camera on you as much.
Well, he knows, too, when he went to watch them play Tennessee, there wasn't a very good chance they'd win. So you don't like to see your kids get their pants pulled down.
Hey, look at those cool lights. Boy,
Those Alabama lights.
I wish
right?
Alabama had something like that. You copycatting bastard. So who we got?
Brian Greasy, Steve Levy. This is a good crew. This is one of the better ESPN crews.
But thank you so much, folks, for tuning in to the UGA Sports Watch Along Party with Coach Donnan. Brian and Steve, great people. I'm assuming I don't think I've ever met them, but I can guarantee you, Coach Donnan knows more about them than anybody else. So we have a chance for you to walk away with a $100 Visa gift card. The way you do it is you share this on social media. Just share it. Then go into the comments section, let us know you did. We will have a drawing for one person who is going to win a $100 Visa gift card. It's in my Ford Explorer.
Are we eligible to do that?
Nope.
Okay.
I asked that yesterday, Coach,
Yeah.
and I never got an answer.
But
Yeah.
seriously, tell them how to tie it up as far as the sinking it. So some people said, hey, I can't keep up with it because it's behind and all that. We got a deal where we can set it up for you.
Well, let's see. Our delay tends to be around 15 seconds. So if you we'll tell you when kickoff is happening on the screen in front of us. And if you'll time that with your DVR, just hit pause for about 10 seconds. It'll be pretty close about there.
And then you always fast forward a couple seconds, back up a couple seconds. We should be right on. We'll try to be better about telling you what the time is on the clock and the down and distance so you can keep up with it. We're not allowed to show you the game. The CBS,
Can't
ESPN.
do a split screen, but
Yeah,
but
they get real pissed off about
we don't
that.
want to embarrass you if you're like me that aren't really savvy on this stuff about how to do it. So we'll just keep telling them because
No, we won't.
I don't know if I could do it, but I would try. But I just feel like after 3 games, we hopefully built up some people that want to do it, but we're going to give you the inside scoop on what's going on. We do know where these guys went to high school, and we know
how to say their names. For anybody that went to the Georgia-Florida game like I did, the announcer in that stadium, Coach, was horrible. Horrible.
He couldn't pronounce them?
Could not pronounce names, inflections wrong. And my favorite is when you have 2 guys with the same number, That's
so
just
they
18-yard carry for Tariq Stevenson.
So they had Stevenson carrying the ball and another guy tackling him.
Exactly. Stuff like that. It's
Savannah Richardson is muting the TV to listen to us. Thanks, Savannah. That's what we like to hear.
Savannah, you're the best. Seriously.
Good job, Savannah.
We need to
Tell all your friends to do the same thing. Because
tell
I
them about
guarantee
the
let's give her the card right
The
now.
other
It'll be
thing they
worth
got
the
to do
price.
is on YouTube, if they would, what do you call it? Join YouTube with us.
Hit the subscribe button.
a little red
on
subscribe button.
YouTube.
See, that's free. Now, if you go to UGAsports.com, that's 27 cents a day, $99 for a year. But if you subscribe to YouTube, we put so many videos and analysis things on YouTube. That's a great place to get a lot of free content. Highlight videos, player interviews, Kirby Smart interviews. So subscribe to the site. It's not going to hurt you. And big shout out again to our friends over at Leon Farmers. This Natty Light Seltzer stuff is fantastic.
Lump Dog just asked, what are you drinking, Roddy?
This is the Natty Light Seltzer, the Aloha Beaches. It's mango and peach together.
How many of these did you have in Jacksonville?
Shut up, man.
You made it back. That's all.
I did take a bunch of them down there. I stayed at Jacksonville Beach, so I was sitting out on the beach. The first day I got there, it was 86 degrees.
Yeah.
I had that little red cooler from the Valdosta Bulldog Club. Thanks, guys. Full of them. I was sitting on the beach enjoying them. And then I had to give a speech to to the Jacksonville Bulldog Club. Had me last week.
Well, you called me Sunday on your way back, and I'll just say I could tell you were in Jacksonville or along the Golden Isles. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
It was a good time, though, right?
It was a good time. Hey, beating Florida, because I started covering Georgia in 1993.
How many times in a row have we beaten them now? Is it one? Is it two?
It's
three.
It's a tray bob.
What's funny, Georgia beat them 3 times in a row. Prior to that, Florida beat Georgia 3 times in a row. Prior to that, Georgia beat Florida 3 times in a row. And prior to that, Florida beat Georgia 3 times in a row. So it's crazy. It's the last 12 meetings at 6-6. Last
Looks like we're
meetings
going to be
is 8-8.
kicking off here the way Missouri's lined up there,
All right. So,
which we probably won the toss and deferred.
man, look at that stadium. It is bonkers.
We got to see what's going on here with.
Molly McGrath going through the dog walk with J.R. Reed.
That's a media member of the dog walk.
Did she talk to Kirby about that?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, they won't let us in there, you slackers. But that's what a few $1 million gets you. Hey, there's Leland. Great from the UJ Sports Information Department. Well, how big is
Got
getting
the turtleneck on, right? It's styling.
gold? How big is J.R. Reed for Georgia?
How big is UGA for Georgia? All right, we're in the pregame.
Our fans are just glad to not be soaking wet here.
Yep.
If you're watching and trying to sync up, we're going to give you as much detail
It hasn't
here.
started yet. They're zooming around with the big camera.
Players are on the field, jumping up. Georgia's getting ready to
Kickoff.
kick the ball away.
Let's see what's going to happen here. They're getting ready to kick.
We've got Harry Dog. We've got Dog Nation, the sign from the Spike Squad. Rodriguez got his hand up, approaching the football, and we are underway on our stream. If you'll sync it up, as Missouri just let the ball. They caught it on the
caught
two.
him too. James Cook in there. Check him out.
So 14:54.
So
on
they're
the
going
game
with
clock.
Powell at quarterback. Looks like Kelly Bryant's not going to go. Taylor Powell's a kid from Arkansas who, right there they're telling you he was a Gatorade Player of the Year. Very heady kid, knows how to run the team, makes a lot of good decisions. They'll be doing a lot of checks tonight. I think they'll really try to establish the run with this guy. Last year, they ran for 184 yards against us and really pissed Kirby off. And they've worked hard all week.
But now you told me though against that they were in that game they were stopping the pass.
we were really.
But you still don't want to give them that many yardage.
We were playing the pass for sure.
Wow.
There we go.
Did you see Mark Webb crash in?
Right. Very good job there by Rice at the point of attack. The thing that Missouri will do is they'll run tempo on you and try to get you, misaligned, but they'll also run the clock down too.
Hey, shout out to Lumpy Swines on Twitter. Says I'm watching Radi Nabulsi. The best way to watch a UGA game. Oh,
There's little nerves there by Powell,
Yeah.
the quarterback. I mean, basically 5-yard route. There weren't quite this many people in those games in Arkansas when he was playing in high school. No slouch on that, but this is a tough place to come in and play. Although Matty Maul came in as a freshman when James Franklin got hurt and threw that double pass against us and beat us. Remember that?
yeah, Matty was a badass. Oh,
3rd and 9, 14:23. And Missouri snapping it on 3rd and 9 right now.
Make the tackle. That's good.
That's a very good job from Tyreek Stevenson.
Yep.
We also had our backers sugared up there. What we call sugar. They show them a little bit of sugar and then take it out of their mouth and back up.
So get right up on the line, then back out of it.
Right.
What does that do to the quarterback?
Well, it makes you think, but in the guard center gap, those guys that they're going to penetrate. And Mizzou's been known to fake it here, but we're going to have a safe return on, I would think, because of the fake.
Yeah. Should get
Watch
decent
these
field
guys
position.
back out. Last year, Stokes blocked a punt on these guys.
Oh yeah, that was like right before he became the big
He's got
starter.
something there. He's got something. He's got something. He's got something.
Get out of his way.
That's a nifty move.
That was.
Keep his balance.
Last week, 53 yards in hidden yardage by the Dogs. Good kickoff return by Harrion. And then there's showing a little bit of last week's stuff there to Cager. And let's watch and see if Georgia tries to set up some stuff inside and then works the outside area a little bit.
Tom Harlow is watching us in Japan. Thanks, Tom.
Arigato. Do you know I can speak Japan? Arigato.
You can speak
Thank
Japan.
you. That's Japanese. Arigato is the only word I know.
Roddy, we got a couple questions about is Tyson Campbell playing?
I didn't see him in that one. The first guy I saw was Mark Webb and then Tariq. So if those two guys are in, I don't know.
See, the first play of the game there, if they go back, we pulled the guard and kicked that guy out, which is something different for us. Jake's got that ability because they do so much at the line of scrimmage that they're hard to zone block. So that was a pretty good job by Kinley kicking that guy out. We didn't get many yards on it, but Missouri thought they were in the wrong stadium when Kinley pulled like that.
Yeah, see Solomon way over there on the right side. You're like, what's he doing over here? 2 tight end sets, 12:56, 12:55, 12:54, 2nd and 8.
Look how many they got within the line of scrimmage. They're playing a bear front on us.
8.
Hard to run on that bear.
Yeah, you ran right in the middle on 8 guys.
You know, people ask what the Bear defense is. Old 46 defense that Buddy Ryan used to run when they were the Bears were really playing well, where they bring their strong safety up and play right on the line on the tight end, and the end plays outside. So basically, you got an 8-man front with the safety instead of being, up close like he would be. He's actually on the line of scrimmage.
Georgia was so good in Jacksonville on 3rd down. Let's see if that momentum continues here. 3rd and
7, 8.
Another Bear defense.
9 within 5 yards. The safety pulls away the last second.
There's a double move. Kiss
what a
my
beautiful
rotten
pass.
Hey, you put 9 in the box. That's what you do to him. 12:01.
I didn't realize he had a 7-foot high jump in high school. That's what Jay Grews told me the other day.
Jeez.
Hey, try to play him mano-mano.
What a perfect pass. My God.
He's too tired. You got to take him out. Just being facetious there.
Lawrence Gager has earned himself a draft pick. And I don't think anyone would have thought that leaving
Are we
Miami.
in the Wildcat with James Cook? Are we in the Wildcat?
We are.
Oh, my gosh.
We missed number 9, Cole, there.
I know that play wasn't good, but we're going to put this on film, don't lie. Zamir White just laid out a guy blocking.
You know what happened right there, though? We had the edge. We had everything. Missed one guy. And that's what happens when you run a kind of a bastard look there, something that you're not, because you don't know what the defense is going to be. And you got the surprise element, but you also got the surprise what they did, and they had an unblocked guy there. We really had the edge there, but number 9 came inside out. Very good open field tackle there. They can't press us like this.
Yeah. Press coverage 10:56, 10:55, 10:54.
Got to throw it better than that, Jake. One thing Jake does really well is what we call feel the heat or feel the pressure and then let him get in his face and then dump it off. But he threw that ball too much on the line there. You got to dump it there.
10:52, 3rd and 11. Not exactly where we want to be right now. Not a long 3rd down.
You wouldn't go out on a limb on that one.
No, I'm just saying.
We got 3 here, though.
Yeah. Well,
they're playing a little bit of prevent. They're just rushing 4. Great job by Thomas there.
Wow.
Stick it in there.
There it is.
George Pickens, touchdown.
I love that kid.
Did you see that little jump Kinley had there? I tell you, that set by Thomas, if they do a replay on this, watch our left tackle kick back and make that play like he needs to. We're just glad to see Pickens catch a ball over the middle. A wide receiver came over the middle besides
ass
Gager.
open.
Yeah.
He is hyped on that sideline.
Let's get a replay, ESPN. Show the dang block. 2 great 3rd down conversions. I mean, we're a 3rd down team.
And they haven't showed a video of either one of them. They're stuck on they got that damn camera that sits above the stadium, on the wires, and they want to stick with it instead of actually showing replays. What the hell's the point of watching it on TV if you can't watch the replays?
Well,
I'll say this about George Pickens.
They're showing a replay in the stadium, I guarantee
will say we did score, though.
Yeah.
George Pickens has had a couple moments in the last few weeks where his maturity's been tested a little bit, quite honestly.
Yeah.
Here's a replay of Pickens coming open across
See,
the
well,
Two wide open guys.
Demetrius
Well, what he
Robertson
was supposed to do was throw it to Demetrius, and he was going to lateral it to him. those are blinker light plays there now. That's the thing about Missouri. They're either outhouse or penthouse on their coverage. I mean,
So where were the safeties on that? It looked like they were in zone, and they just jumped in the middle of them.
they were in Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, Steve Burnett, excuse me, says that third and Grantham still working a week later.
Oh, Grantham had it going against Vanderbilt today, though. He'll do a lot of clinic. He'll have a lot of stuff on his clinic reel against Vandy.
Yeah.
Held them less 100 yards.
So who's there? Is it Walters?
Missouri's DC?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know Dooley's the OC, obviously.
I don't remember.
Odom is the D coordinator.
Okay.
I mean, he runs it, but they got another guy that helps him.
So third and Odom.
But he's like Dan Quinn.
Jake Roos, you son of a.
Third and Barry?
Third and Barry. There you go. So Jake Roos.
What's Jake doing?
You got to flip that around and show our audience a little bit. It's on Roddy's Twitter page.
What
So
is
if you're
that?
watching us on
Says,
YouTube.
join the good Reverend Radi Nabulsi for the UGA watch along right now.
Is that where you were preaching in
I
Jacksonville?
wasn't preaching in Jacksonville.
Spreading the good word to the folks.
My wife saw it, and she goes, "What? You look like you're at a funeral."
Did you
'Cause
pass
there were
it?
flowers. I was up on stage.
Did you pass the collection plate?
I should have.
You didn't have any books to sell like Coach Dooley did.
No,
How many did he sell down there? They're back there by one.
a million books. I need.
He's going to be on the bestseller. I mean,
If you want to make money, remember, if you share this on social media, let us know in the comments. We'll go back through there. We're going to pull all the names. Hey, we're on the honor system here. I'm not going to go double check all your Twitters and Instagrams and all that stuff. So,
$100 for watching this. That's pretty good.
No, we're sharing it.
No,
You
but
get
I mean,
zero
they share-
for watching it, you cheapos. But no, if they share it, $100. So
Okay, you're the man.
I'm just saying that.
So you share it, hoping that somebody will watch it after they share it.
Exactly.
All right.
So the more shares we get, the more people watch, more people tune in, more people hear your great analysis. And,
I do feel like
I sleep well.
I do feel like that was a big play for Pickens because, he's kind of on the downer last week because he had that offside penalty, and we didn't put him back in as much. And Landers played pretty good spots, but it was up and down. But Pickens is just such a threat there, and how about Jake just laying two of them in there 2 times?
Yeah.
And we didn't get to talk about his screen pass much.
Oh my!
LSU scores with a minute and a half left to go up 46-34 in Alabama. So as you say, Coach, I think you can say goodnight, Gracie.
Yeah, old Nick hadn't had half 100 hit on him since he was at Toledo, I think. But that first half was just that LSU put together was just a clinic on how to play, and Alabama on how to give things away. I mean, Alabama had everything could go wrong, but LSU just played tremendous. I mean, Joe Burrow is right there for the Heisman because his accuracy, but his running ability. I mean, he had 36 yards rushing in the first half, and I just saw him on the other TV run a quarterback draw. How many yards rushing does he have tonight?
I'll check in a second. Kickoff at 10:43 right
hit
now.
it in the end zone one time here. We don't need him running it back.
Boot me.
There's
That's a little
Rodrigo.
better.
Yep. I want to let you folks know the Natty Light Seltzer that I'm drinking here, which I need to get another one. And it's new, 6% alcohol. There's 2 flavors. There's Aloha Beaches, which is a mango and peach, and there's a Catalina wine mixer, which is black cherry and lime. I'm having that next. It is cheaper than other seltzers, very light and refreshing. They are the new Natty Light Seltzers, the seltzers you never saw coming. Fantastic.
You know what was impressive to me? We had that on locally from Leon
And then we're
Farmer
seeing
before
that?
they had it on that. It's on the
Yeah, 'cause Leon's the man.
It's on CBS today. He's ahead of the game. He knows when he's got a good product here. Coming out, no backs here. Probably going to try to throw some underneath. We're stemming our line to try to work on their protection.
Well, there it is, right underneath. It's almost like you coached this game before.
I think this kid is showing a little poise here. I mean, that was a good throw.
What do you do with a quarterback? Georgia's had bad luck with backup quarterbacks. Any nerves there, Coach?
Well, sure, there's some nerves. We got to, we're going to be careful about giving them anything easy, though, because, they're going to have to earn everything tonight because they got a young, an untested quarterback. There's no need to really run a lot of pressure on him.
Oh, they're
not
looking
going to
to
run the ball very good with that kind of look, though.
No.
Coach,
Man, Mark Webb again.
Joe Burrow had 14 carries, 64 yards, but his passing, good Lord, 31 of 39, 393 yards, and 3 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Pretty strong.
Last person to do that to them was Clemson.
We got to get lined up here now. Get lined up.
They're not. 1042, 1041, it's going to be 940,
This is going to be a
938.
read play here to
Third
this
and
guy.
2.
He's just reading the route. There it is.
Oh, J.R.
J.R.
Reed had him a
Reed.
pick.
932, 4th and 2.
If you just watch the quarterback's eyes there like Reed did, he told that Molly McGrath walking in there on the deal, hey, the first rattle out of the box, I'm going to come up there and go for the Oski. And he almost got it. You saw him in his turtleneck because he wanted to tell her, look, you can preview this. I'm going to go for that Oski.
Coach,
I think we got a chance to take this one to the house right here.
I got a defensive line question for you after they kick this one.
Yeah.
932, 4th and 2.
Come on, Dom. Had the fair catch that.
So we've seen the defensive line for Georgia, and you just used a term for it that I wasn't familiar with, but it's when they kind of shift at the last second from one side to the other, right or left.
Call it stemming.
Stemming, and they all kind of do it in it's synchronized.
Right.
What are they doing, or what are they
Two things you want to do. First of all, you want to disrupt the defensive reads by the offense where you think you're going to be blocking one front, and then right at the end you move to another, so it messes up their line calls, anything that they've made. And you wait till the last second to do it so they can't change the play. And then the other thing, sometimes you do it just to try to get some big old Chilardo up front to jump off sides, because they do sometimes.
Yeah, we saw that 2 games ago.
Whoa, Bama scored already.
Got to go for onside kick, I think. There's that little toss play.
Yep. Eli Wolf out there with the block.
Now that's not the toss sweep, but I hope they come back to this.
Sorry, he was on that side.
Watch our back here do a little shuffle here to get under control right before he catches the pitch. Come on, give us a replay, man. That was really good timing there by.
They gotta get Todd McShay in there to talk some.
That was really good timing there by our tackle and our back. You don't want to get too wide. It's not like you're in an I formation, but boy, I tell you, Swift, just put him on air out there. They got to tackle him.
2nd and 5, 8:47, 8:46, 8:45.
They've got to remind their viewers that Jake Fromm once played in the college or the Little League World Series.
Yeah. Wow.
That boy, Harrion. I like to see us get up here and run the play pretty quick here.
Fromm's trying to get everybody up and running.
We're going with Mays in at right guard, along with Wilson and the regular front on the left side. I thought Kenley's ability to sync up with Hill last week was really huge for our offensive line.
Absolutely. The interior on both sides of the ball ran that game, in my opinion.
This is a little disruptive to me when you line up in the gun. They you don't have much deception. But there's another sweep, and we got it.
Yep.
Charlie Warner.
Please show us Charlie Warner right there. And watch Harry and we're such a zone team. Watch Harry and time it up here. No, we got to see an update of Alabama scoring here, a deep ball.
I remember when Jake went to see Devontae Smith, and he came back telling me, man, this kid is unreal. Shout out to Jake Roos, even though he does make fun of me with Twitter memes. One of the best in the business when it comes to evaluating talent. Do not tell him I said that.
Here's a little bit of a tight formation that makes it very hard for them to play press coverage. You see our 3 bunch guys up here, very hard.
3 big bodies.
So,
look at Zamir White pushing the bodies.
The good thing about that right there is you got some really good play action off of it, and you can run some picks. I like Coley using some different formations here early, attacking the perimeter, and then going right back to your bread and butter. 2nd and 5, you can call plays, Roddy.
Yep. Now I'm a throw it here, Coach.
One
would?
personnel wrinkle on that is that Kyrus Jackson was in there in that tight formation.
Yeah, he was about to get into a fight too.
He was, but it's showing how much they trust him. in
Peach
running
County.
the game.
I like that little toss sweep again. A little toss again right here.
No, I'm throwing it to Demetrius Robertson. Oh, well, never mind. He's lining up in the backfield.
He's got him.
Now we see something else. Oh, my goodness. A rare drop from Lawrence Gager.
We're not even going to criticize that with what he's done the last few weeks.
That was a great feather throw by Jake. I mean, that's where your play action is just golden. Very good. I mean, just step up
Great
and let
play
him have
action.
it.
Yeah. He's got it.
He should have stepped a little bit more to his right to throw it, but you can't throw it any better than that.
Nah, Gager knows that was him.
And
6:29, third
you know
down.
what the receiver
5.
coach says to the guy? Catch the ball. No, he doesn't say that. That used to make me mad. Hey, catch it. He knows he's supposed to catch it.
Exactly. Don't you like when a guy breaks off a big run and everyone points towards the end zone as if he doesn't know which way he's supposed to go?
We got it.
Good protection. Almost had it to Simmons.
Catch one time, Tyler.
4th and 5, 6:22 on the clock.
This could be one of the things I absolutely detest about cornerbacks.
I think it was a tougher catch than it looked like. The guy's on his back.
The guy's wrapped around him with an arm down. So, no, what bugs me is when a ball's like uncatchable and the DB jumps up waving his arms like he did something.
This is the hardest kick for Jake.
He has not been able to get this.
You see old Jamari Salyer telling the guy to go in motion. I think that's funny. 350-pound guy. Hey, go in motion. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Solid kick. So Missouri will take over on about their 14. And if you've got questions in the chat, let us know.
Poor series by us. They didn't do anything to stop us. We stopped ourselves.
Drop pass. That would have been a first down. And then
I guess that was a pretty good play on third down. But
I'll give the defensive back credit there.
But you screwed it up because you said you wanted to throw the ball. We should have run
it hit Cager in the hands. I was right.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay, looks like Alabama's out of the national championship race. He can't be in it with any more Alabama. Say goodnight, Nick. 46-41, just like everybody said.
At Alabama.
A defensive struggle.
Here's the question that's going to come in the college football playoff rankings. How far do they fall? Because I would think that they're going to leave them as the top one-loss team, probably right ahead of Georgia.
Yeah, they're going to.
That's what I expect.
Least State's going to fall a good bit.
They could.
You're going to see them at 5 and Georgia at 6, maybe.
I think Georgia's at least going to be ahead of Penn State.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Georgia probably slides up to 5th.
5th, and Alabama stays 4th.
That's assuming everything goes well here.
Yeah, Clemson's going to take advantage of this today and move up some. Ohio State and LSU are going to be the same. It's just going to be who's 3 and 4.
Yep. Do you switch LSU and Ohio State?
Well, that's a big win. I mean, LSU's had 3 top 10 wins now. Beat Florida and plus beat Texas, who was in the top 10 and their schedule the rest of the year is they got. Where do they play A&M? They got to play A&M. Well, they got a tough one next week though.
Who they got next week?
Going against the fighting guys from Arkansas. Fighting Chad Morris's.
Man.
The 3rd-ranked team in the state of Arkansas, behind Central Arkansas and Arkansas. You realize Central Arkansas beat Western Kentucky this year?
And Western Kentucky boat raced Arkansas today.
Yeah,
with Arkansas's former quarterback.
Is he still the coach tonight? Have they made any move on him?
I mean, FSU fires Taggart. You can tell me they're not going to fire him?
I think FSU should go after that Brady guy from LSU.
Yep.
I don't care how old he is.
I'd hire Aranda personally.
Who?
Dave Aranda.
Defensive coach.
What about Deion Sanders, right?
Oh, God.
Remember that story?
Hey, go with Deion.
Real quick, interest rates are at historical lows and will not last forever. First thing Monday morning, you need to call our friends at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions. You can apply online right now at 123getloan.com. See if a refinance makes sense for you. Pull cash out. Consolidate first and second mortgages. Hit them up at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions, NMLS 170525, Georgia Residential Licensee 17087. Oh, nice little run there for them.
That's a missed tackle there.
Yeah. 6:05 left in the first.
Yeah, Western Kentucky's quarterback was a transfer from Arkansas who's from about 30 minutes south of Fayetteville.
His name's Story.
That one, Ty Story.
That's a story book.
It is.
All right.
5:53 and counting down. 5:50 snap from Missouri.
Oh,
What a hit.
you're just not going to
Who
run.
popped that up? Look at Tay Crowder with a
I can
lick.
tell you this. Memo to Derek, you're not going to run east and west on these guys. Here comes our speed group in. Look at old 44 licking his chops.
Yeah.
You see all these guys coming in.
I want people to understand, Trayvon Walker, 44, when he gets in there, this is a guy who is on kick coverage.
13 and 19 too.
How the hell does he do that? 13, Azeez Ojulari. Adam Anderson is 19. He is the fastest outside linebacker on the team, one of the fastest players on the team for his size. Unreal, pound for pound, he can just fly.
I tell you, that's good pressure there.
Yeah. Look at Nakobe Dean in coverage, 17, true
He was up there
freshman.
a couple times last week.
Not a freshman anymore. It's a ninth game, coach.
He's still a freshman. And Azeez Ojulari is a redshirt freshman. Just in the actual number of years they have to play. So, but you're right.
Coach, in previous games against Missouri, the Tigers have had some rushing success on Georgia, and some of that's because Georgia was trying to stop Drew Lock and prevent some of the deep throws. How much does a defensive coordinator, the defensive coaches, how much do they challenge the players that experienced that and said, hey, don't let them rush on you again this year?
Hey, it was all week. I mean, they talked to them all week. I went out there a couple of days, and they were on their butt hard about, embarrassing about how many yards they got rushing on us. And we were
They were holding up signs. They were walking around with signs with yardage and TDs.
I didn't see that, but
And one of the players told us that.
I don't like it's penalty on a kick now.
Yeah, well, there's a big tackle.
It was on 16.
Lewis sign.
Come on, Lewis, you've been playing so good. I talked about you on the Bulldog podcast on Tuesday. Hey, that's it. I told you Lewis didn't do it. He got some good hair too, doesn't he?
You're like a good defense attorney. He never did. He wasn't even there.
He wasn't
even there. Matter of fact, he was with his girlfriend at his house. Yeah, call his mama. He had nothing to do with that.
But we got some guys on special teams that people don't hear a lot because you don't see the depth chart on special teams. But speed and Lewis Seen. I mean, those guys play really. Is that the way you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
Amir Speed.
Amir Speed and Lewis Seen. They play on all special teams. They're very athletic, can run, and do a good job.
I think Tresman Marshall's on one too.
It might be redshirt now.
Yeah.
If you're watching on YouTube, I want you to do 3 things for me. 1, share this on your social media channels. So
You can make $100 if you do.
Yeah. Tell them that again, because some people may have popped up.
So if you're watching us on YouTube, down on the screen there says share. Hit share, put it on your Facebook page, put it on Twitter, put it anywhere. And then in the comment section, just let us know that you shared it. We'd appreciate it. I'll go back through there and grab everybody that shared it. There's I can't think of there's a website where you pop them all in and it automatically draws one for you. I'll reach out to that person and give them a $100 Visa gift card. It's actually purchased. It's in my car right now. Should have brought it down here, but I was too busy bringing in the pizza.
Do we have to split this 3 ways, or are you going to pay it 100?
No, I was going to steal it from your wallet upstairs.
All right.
The other 2 things that I want you to do, 1, I want you to tell me where you're watching from in the comment section. We've already got Japan, so I don't know if anyone's going to be able to beat that, but we'd love to know where you're at so we can...
Somebody's watching from Tuscaloosa, they're lying.
Taking away shoelaces and belts in Tuscaloosa.
Final thing I want you to do, subscribe to this page. We put a lot of good content on our YouTube page, and this is one of those things.
And then go out and buy some of this Natty Light Seltzer, Catalina Lime Mixer. That stuff is fantastic.
Also, if you have questions for Radi, Coach Donnan, and myself, if you have questions through the game, drop them in the chat, and as we have time, we'll get to those and give you access to Coach's football mind.
Yeah, I need to
You have the chat pulled up over there?
I've got it.
All right, so I don't have to do that. So I can just sit here and drink. That's good.
Baton Rouge. Well, that's
Hey.
not Tuscaloosa, but someone's watching from there.
Come on, go out and get drunk with everybody else.
Savannah,
You
coming
look at that
Georgia.
first series that Alabama had today when Tua dropped the ball running in, and then they dropped the punt snapped the punt where the guy went right through his hands. They intercepted a pass when they had 12 men on the field. I mean,
yeah.
But in spite of that, it didn't ever even look close to me, though.
Shout out to Drew Torek on Twitter. He says, this is excellent. 4th week in a row for Drew watching the show. Thank you, Drew.
Jacksonville, Brunswick, Macon, Cincinnati, Peachtree City, Tampa, sunny Camp Pendleton, California, Dahlonega.
Absolutely. Camp Pendleton. Hey, shout out to our friend in Tampa. He's probably over in Ybor City.
Wisconsin, Valdosta, Charleston.
Wisconsin.
You were just in Valdosta.
I was. Hey, send us some cheese. Thanks, James Garrett. Says, I'd rather listen to Donnan. So much insight. That's pretty nice.
We got Cook in the backfield. Watch out.
4:56. Jake Fromm just took the snap. 1st and 10.
Glad to see Cook get the rock.
Hand him the damn ball. Lather that kid up.
He got 4.
Uh-oh. This is bad. Trey Hill's down.
Is it Trey Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
All right, so who?
4:43, 2nd and 7.
Maybe Jamari.
No,
Probably
you're going to play
Cade.
Cade Mays.
Cade
Cade Mays is the
fine.
number 2 guy.
Yeah,
They're not going to do under center much with
Because
him.
you're going to bring Jamari in, but you're going to bring Jamari in to replace Mays or Ben Cleveland.
Well, Ben's in now. I wonder how bad he's hurt. Golly, come on. Might be his ankle. We get more ankles hurt than... You just got to remember that linemen are just in such a wad in there that people can step on their ankles. And I tell you, one of the best things that's ever happened is making them wear those knee braces.
Yep.
They wear those braces that if they do sustain an injury in their knee, it really prevents it being as bad. But the ankle, if you look back last year, we lost Andrew Thomas with an ankle injury. This year, Kenley, knee, ankle. I mean, we just hadn't had a real good fluidity in our line till last week. And, boy, we looked really good with it. We had Kenley back in there. This is going to be tough here because it's nothing routine about the snap. There's nothing routine about the shotgun snap. And as good as Cade Mays is, this is going to challenge him now. And a little disconcerting to Fromm too, because he's not real used to being under center like he is the gun. He played his whole career in high school under center, as a gun quarterback. So he does okay taking a snap, but I don't like this at all.
No, that bodes ill.
Coach Clan Robertson says, hello, Jim. Been a fan of yours for a long time. A double dog, 2 degrees. Born in West Virginia.
Good. I see Mays is calling out the defense. This first snap's critical here. Good one.
Well done. Well, Roddy, do you remember early in fall camp when we started seeing the Cade Mays getting a few snaps at center and it caught all of our eyes?
Well, he does this every
Well, he's our best all-around guy, and that's what Pittman does. He puts the next best guy in, and so you move. Cade started at guard tonight, but you moved Ben Cleveland in the right guard, and he put him there.
Yeah, he does, before every game, the first guy, of course, your kickers come out first, and then the quarterbacks and centers come out, and they work on snaps. And Cade Mays works before every game as a potential backup center.
Go ahead and run it.
There you go.
Slide. Please slide.
No, he had a Kyrus Jackson blocking in front of him. He wanted to keep going. 3:33, 1st and 10, still in the first quarter.
I could see us running a play-action pass here. After a big run like this, I could see it.
Yep.
I don't like this place on the field here because it's slippery right where that logo is. See that right there? Somebody's going to probably slip. This is play action. Get the snap.
3:05, 3:04, 1st and 10. First quarter.
Hey, look at that, a naked bootleg. When's that happened?
That was good, though. I mean, it helps your
It wasn't a
protection.
little play action. Who called that?
It helps your protection, though, when you roll out like that. And keep trying to go deep. That's okay. What's the guy's name? Brian somebody. I'm trying to remember his last name.
Missouri's defensive coordinator. Let's
That's what I had.
make sure I get that right.
If you rank high on pass defense, it's usually because you can't stop the run.
Ryan Walters.
Yeah, Brian Walters.
Yeah, you're right, Coach. So I'm not paying attention. I'm sharing this as well with our Facebook friends. Boy, Brian Harriet ran over that guy.
This is where you got to search your will right here. I mean, you got 2 downs to make it. That's
236, 235.
James Garrett makes a pretty good point that he's liked seeing Jake Fromm run when he has the opportunities. He's done it twice tonight, and that's something that we didn't see earlier in the year. So that kind of shows some comfort in the blocking in front of him.
well, shows you trying to make a first down here.
Yeah.
We're going to a bunch. Look, we got 1-on-1 with Cager.
Another perfect throw. Wow.
Are you from the future?
I like that one.
How does he know what's going to happen before it happens?
Well, and notice Brian Harrian's block here. We're getting a replay on ESPN. Watch Harrian just get enough of a block to give Jake a few extra seconds.
You're right.
Yeah, that's a really good touch by Jake. Didn't really get into it, but
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't have the arm strength.
he doesn't really. He got the touch.
He got that one, though. That touch was there. Back foot throw to put it over the cornerback. Oh, that's going to be the safety, wasn't it?
You know, I tell you, I'm liking the way Mace is taking charge up there, making the calls and everything.
Hey, is a load. Look at him drive that kid.
He just threw that one away.
Yeah, had to.
They're jumping our routes. We got to go back to a double move. And let's don't forget the running game here. Swift hadn't even touched it hardly. I think he's only run it 3 times.
We're in the first quarter, 1:27 on the game clock, 2nd and 10. 1:27, 2nd and 10. Well,
Coach Coley got some nice product on his hair there.
Can they hear the announcers?
Yeah, we've got some audio from the feed. If we need to turn that up a little bit, let us know.
We don't have it too loud.
Just to try to help you sync it a little bit. But if you're fine with how it is, no reason to change anything.
Good call on the draw. Hey, that's
a little horse collar there.
You can see the size up front that the Tigers have. I mean, got some big old boys.
They do. They have a kid that reminds me a lot of Kinlaw from South Carolina. They got some, like you said, big old Chilardos in the middle of that defensive front.
They got
two big defensive tackles there that are going to clog it up pretty well.
Grade out well too.
Yep. That defensive tackle for Missouri is going to get drafted.
This is where you got to hurt them right here.
All right, the next break we'll turn.
I expect Missouri to maybe try to light us up a little bit here.
There's a crossing route that.
Turn it up! Turn your.
Nope.
Kirby gonna kick a field goal here.
They had a double cross there. It kind of got bottled up in the middle of the field, and Pickens wasn't quite as fluid.
Pickens learned to turn his shoulders up the field. Been doing it all night. I like Pickens' way he slashed there. Now, to me, against this team, you got to search your will here in Burma Road. Just run right down their throats. That's roughing the passer all night.
Oh man, that dropping your head like that's targeting, and
It's
the way they call everything else.
David Marshall did that game, you know, when he hit the guy.
You're right.
Please have Swift in the game and let him set sail here.
That was an Auburn-worthy roughing the passer.
This is a swift kick.
I like Demetrius Robertson here. Wow.
You should have just said Cager.
I know, but I'm just saying I thought that they would move a safety over to be on top of him, but he was open off the line.
Good rhythm throw there.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you can know you can make a first down here too, I think. Was the ball on 11? They're going to let the quarter run out.
Going to the
Pretty good
second quarter.
first quarter defensively, outstanding offensively. couple drop balls, but overall,
In charge.
I thought we would have run the ball a little better against these guys, but Sheriff Bill could be worse.
That's a great joke.
So can we turn up the audio just a little bit?
I'll tweak it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Give me just a second.
It's a fast first quarter.
It was.
I like it.
I will say, Coach, that we saw a few things that were a little bit different, whether it be the James Cook Wildcat. We saw some different personnel groups in there. So there's some creativity in this week.
Yeah, and you understand this too, that we ran a couple routes off our best route. You know, that's what Cager opened up. But the thing that you got to really be proud of is at this point, you lost your starting center, and the guy that hadn't played center in his whole life is in there playing center right now, and he's doing a good job making the calls, getting the snaps, and hopefully we won't see anything else happen there.
Speaking of the center move, Savannah Richardson did ask.
Did you cut that up on the TV?
Yeah, turn it up a little bit.
All right.
She's asked, did the interior push seem to get a little better when Kate got in there?
I don't really think so. I mean, we've tried to run the ball inside maybe a little better, but if you notice the first plays of the game, we were running outside, so it's hard to really judge for sure. But
I will say though, just the fact that you can lose your starting center for a series and not see a difference in the negative way, that really shows you a lot of Georgia's depth, because I don't think there are many teams that can lose their starting center and maintain a flow.
Right. Did you hear what I just said a minute ago? That's what I just said. So you were doing all that other stuff.
I was taking notes over here.
Hey, but I was talking about we hadn't had a bad snap. We had here's a guy that's never played center. I wasn't trying to bust you, but we're both saying the same thing. At least you think the same thing as I do. That's good.
Well, I've sat here with you for a month now, so
right.
I'm learning as we go.
All right. So tell us about the mortgage company here while we got a break.
So it's 123getloan.com, and mortgage rates are at a really low spot right now. So you can get a good deal on your mortgage, whether it's a refinancing or you're buying a new house. If you're in a situation like I was this time last year, you've noticed that maybe your house has gained a little value and you want to cash in on that and maybe get into a separate spot, a little bit bigger house, maybe a newer house. That's 123getloan.com, and that's our friends at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions. And I'll tell you, we've got a lot of Georgia people that use them to make sure that they guide you through that mortgage process.
Former Georgia players use them by the truckload. Just letting you know, if a lot of Georgia Letterman, a lot of guys that played for Coach Dooley and Coach Donnan are using our friends at 123getloan.com for refinances, buying houses. Seth over there and Kevin Rubin do a fantastic job. I'm just letting you know, if you ever need refinance or to get a mortgage, talk to those. I mean, Kevin's like one of the biggest mortgage guys in the state, if not the guy. I mean, does ridiculous amounts of money.
If you try to do any of that process like by yourself, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
I want to give a shout out to my, as Roddy said, to my nephew and right there in Graham, North Carolina, right there, Southern Alamance, Barrett Wilson, watching along with us tonight. So good to hear from you, Barrett. How's the team doing are y'all in the playoffs yet? So got his two sons both playing there for Southern Alamance. They've had a good year.
First play of the second quarter, Jake Fromm taking the snap right now.
Pretty good run there. I mean, he was trying to run to the outside off tackle and cut it back.
It looked to me it was so open on the right side. Was that just, did I just imagine that, or was it?
Well, I mean, he started to the left and they were cutting him off. Who knows? But
Hey, we're talking about a shout out to Robert Edwards. Got his
undefeated over there at Riverwood.
I never thought I'd see that.
How about Coach Perno, Clark Central beat Buford?
Oh, that was huge.
Because the Buford coach wouldn't do an interview with our people over there at the Grady College.
I have to tell you about that.
Yeah, I'll do it. Oh, man.
See, here's a bad snap.
It's good by Jake to pick that up. And
he's going to go for a field goal here.
Yep.
You know, the thing about this series that I don't like was we had the ball first down. We threw a pass on first down. We ran it on second down, and we threw it on third down. And we're a running football team.
But that's what everybody asks, Coach. They call it predictable if you run it on first down.
Right. Well, he had Swift out of the backfield, but the snap disrupted a little bit. It's easy to be a little critical there, but you know, second and 6, you ought to be able to stick it in there. But
I went off camera there for a minute. I had to do a little talking to some folks about Trey Hill. Looks like Trey Hill has an ankle sprain.
You wouldn't go out on a limb on that based on what you saw, would you?
And I'm going on a limb based on people I know.
That's reporting in progress.
Yeah. Again, it's just what I'm hearing. I have no idea if it's. We haven't confirmed it. I know our guys will talk to Kirby Smart after the game, and hopefully he'll have an update for us. But severity, of course, unknown. But when you see a guy laying on the ground and can't put weight on it, it's going to be helped off. Sometimes it's a knee, sometimes it's an ankle.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I saw that stat they just put up there. Right, Rodrigo Blankenship is now 28 for 28 of field goals, 30 yards or closer. And after watching LSU,
how far was that one in the overtime? Was that over 30?
Yeah, I think it was
like
just
30,
barely.
Yeah, like 37. 14:05 left in the second.
After seeing Alabama and LSU miss extra points today,
yep,
Rodrigo's invaluable. There's not a team in the country that wouldn't love to have him, including NFL ones.
Exactly.
It'll be interesting is if Jacob Hart is kicking field goals
at
next
this point now, we've gone 8 games, which is 8 games and an overtime. There he goes. He's going in there. So that's 32 quarters and 2 overtime. We've gone 33 quarters now without a rushing touchdown against us.
I think that's pretty good.
They ain't too shabby. I got to tell our guys in the group chat here what I'm hearing, because I know that Patrick Garbin, Anthony Dasher, Jake Roos, and Paul Meharry are at the game for UGAsports.com. Ball just snapped, 14:04, 14:03.
I tell you, that's a pretty good shot there.
I was about to say they finally got a first down.
Paul did tell us that Trey Hill was walking on his own power on the sideline.
Yeah,
This is a big game for Dan Lanning, defensive coordinator. He's from Missouri. Went to William Jewell College there in Kansas City. And big deal for him.
Tip ball. I knew. See a tip ball, you know that Gerald Reed's going to be somewhere nearby.
I was trying to see who had the coverage on that because it was well covered.
Hey, look at number 3 out there.
I think it was him.
Tyson Campbell in the game.
Tyson Campbell had the coverage there.
Got like in your 5-star cornerback back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Little
got
rusty.
a lot of
Gotta
stuff on Kirby there.
Richard LeCount pushing Campbell back.
Yeah, because Richard knew what was coming. He saw that trips right and knew they were going to throw to the guy in the back there and have 2 blockers ahead of him.
Got to have a traffic cop on the sideline. The guys, we're coming in and out of the game now. Yeah. We got so many packages. We got UPS that put them in the game. Or they got a lot of stuff they got to get in on Kirby.
Yeah, so you make those graphics up and you got to stick them in the show somewhere.
3rd and 10, 13-26.
Let's see the package
quarter.
here, what we got here.
All right, Powell was 3 of 8 for 26 yards passing.
Get him down.
Oh.
Get him down. It's a defensive coach. They'll punt.
Yeah, there's Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean getting up there, a freshman and a sophomore. A game 9 freshman. How about that?
I mean, Nolan Smith was
in pursuit.
very close.
Barry's going for it. He's going to try to draw us off sides.
12:54, 12:53, 12:52, 4th and 1.
I think I may have just read his lips.
A little bit late getting it in the game.
He may have said something about a timeout.
9-8.
He didn't like it, so we called timeout.
Yeah.
Missouri called the timeout.
Yards comparison, Missouri has 43, Georgia has 139. Pass yards, 26 for Missouri, 83 for Georgia. Rushing yards, 17 for Missouri, 56 for Georgia.
Observation in the chat about Tyreek Stevenson getting a lot of playing time tonight. Yeah,
We noticed that right off the first play was him, he and Mark Webb right off the bat. And
you can have a guy of his size and his speed.
yeah,
Eventually, it's hard to keep him off the field.
we know he's talented. It's a matter of
He just came in on blitz then.
yeah. Learn what your role is. You know, I mean,
Here's what I'd be worried about right here. Talking to our defense, number one, don't be careful about the hard count. Number two, if we don't stop them, that's okay. But if they throw a touchdown pass, we can't let that happen. So you got to watch them going for the throat. The people in the secondary don't need to make the tackle at the line of scrimmage, okay? And then let's get some penetration up front. Let's knock them back. So, hey, you always worry about a team that's an underdog going for the big one here. But knowing Barry Odom, with that timeout right there, deep down in his mind, he's probably going to say, I'm going to punt it.
Yeah, he'll come back.
Because he's a
You wanna get a
defensive
screenshot of
coach.
Do I?
He looked
You wanna
good,
grab a
like he
screenshot of that,
showed
Radi?
the alumni.
I
He
tried
was,
to.
Okay.
right, he showed the alumni he was going to go for it, but then he didn't have enough time, so now he's figured he's going to go and punt it.
Got it.
Yeah, our screen capture is not working as functionally as I'd like it to.
No,
And
no
I
worries.
don't want to press too many buttons that would
No, got you.
endanger
No worries.
anything else.
No worries.
Barrett Wilson hit me back and said they're going to play Northern Durham in the playoffs, so glad to hear that. I hope they win next Friday. Northern Durham. We used to play Northern Durham when I was at Williams High School.
We mentioned it for a second, though, but Clark Central beating Buford.
Huge.
Wow.
I mean,
What is 47-game win streak for them during
when's
the regular
last
season?
time they ever lost a regular season game? Like
47 games ago, apparently.
And
That's
so
a
that's
long time.
David Perno, former UGA baseball coach, is the head coach, and then Damian Gary.
Damon Gary, offensive coordinator.
Right.
I saw him tweet out today, region champs, city champs. They beat everybody in the city. They actually beat Oconee, who's only lost one game. That was the Clark. They beat Cedar Shoals, and now he's got region champs going for the state next. What do you think you're going to do here, Roddy?
No, you are from the future. You're starting to creep me out. Can you give me the lottery numbers?
No, I don't even. I just know how these defensive coaches think. Hey, that's a great play there by Dom, catching that ball on the run.
See, I don't think people understand how fearless you have to be to do that. When guys are running
Right.
towards you and knowing that they could take you out, and he's going to catch you on the run like that.
There goes old Trevor
There you go, Trevor.
going against the pack.
Now, I know a lot of people wish Trevor had come to Georgia. I get it. But I want to tell y'all something. If you dislike Trevor Lawrence, you're just a bad person. 'Cause he's a good kid.
It really is.
He's a fantastic kid to have covered. So I wish him all the best, except when he faces Georgia.
We're going a little 12 personnel here, 2 tight ends. We could bring in a corner blitz. Got to throw it, Jay.
Yeah. He saw the pressure to his right, and then when he saw it was taken care of, he missed it coming to his left. I mean, vice versa. He saw it on his left and then missed it on his right.
We really have gotten a little bit enamored with throwing the ball here. That was what you call a check blitz by the linebacker. He saw that he had man-to-man on 7 Swift, and then he saw he blocked the end, so then he came on a delayed blitz, and nobody was on him. Smart play there.
It was. Hey, defensive coach, like you said. Only Georgia's 5th sack of the year.
Held on to it too long.
Yeah.
That's get half of it, maybe not half. It's gonna come if we don't make this. That's a smart move by Coach Odom because they're gonna get the ball in pretty good field position there.
Oh,
Three-man rush.
Trey Hill didn't snap a whole lot in high school.
Well, Roddy, you know what that means is they saw they went to the same high school, so
Yeah.
obviously.
I'm pretty sure I remember Trey Hill playing tackle and some guard. I don't see a lot of coaches, down there deciding, hey, let's put our best offensive lineman at center.
Here's a chance here for Jake Camargo to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Let's get a good kick here, good coverage, and make Coach Odom look bad. We've gone to a 2-man shield against these guys instead of a 3-man. Figuring we need more coverage because they don't rush. You see that?
I did not. I was busy reading the update
That's
from
a
UGA.
good punt. Roll the wrong way. Bad roll. Not a very good kick.
It's great if you're doing that with a 9-iron, but
So basically, they got the ball right where they were when they would have gone for it.
so Georgia is the coaches. Excuse me, the University of Georgia has told all the guys in the press box that Trey Hill is quote out for now end quote with a left ankle injury.
Good job.
Just saying. No, they just said they left it very vague. Left ankle injury, out for now, meaning that he could return. I don't see him returning, especially
We
if he's
got
off the
some of
locker room.
Florida's. We got Florida's headsets there. You see the blue and orange?
Well, yeah. When you beat them, you get to take their headsets. It's like the
There's
old.
a little stem there.
Yep.
Messed them up because they're running to the left, but they ran play action. Get him down. Just get him down.
Stay out there, Aziz with contained. Great job by him and Devontae Wyatt, 95. 9:57, second and 10.
They're basically convinced they can't run the ball on us because they're
Because they can't.
throwing. It's about 7 or 8 straight passes.
Where's Tay
They
Crowder?
hadn't thrown it to 92 yet, except the first.
That's great coverage.
We're doing this with 4-man rush.
9:56, 9:55, second quarter.
There's that big tight end,
That's what I said.
Alberto. That is a monster tight end.
This is a different one.
Poor Eric Stokes.
I'm going to begin typing some of the score and time updates as we see it, too.
Okay.
Huge right here. Huge.
9:39, 9:38, third and 3. Wow, there he is. That's how you convert a first down with the big tight end.
That's a different tight end than the other one, though.
You sure?
Yeah. Look at the back of his name there.
I thought Big Albert.
That's not Albert.
Though I do have a spelling test for you later.
Yeah, well, if I keep drinking back these Natty Light seltzers, I'm not going to be able to spell Roddy.
Doing a good job with the play action here.
Change the defense. Our guys are.
He pushed off.
Interrupted. Cooley.
God, call it.
Oh, they're just going to say, well, he didn't catch it, so we're not going to call the push-off. That's not how it works.
See, what's the guy's name there? Who's 81 for them?
Okay, what you?
I will say Georgia's roster is pretty easy name-wise. Coming from a PA announcer, I appreciate it.
Too much cushion there, Stokes. I tell you, I'm impressed with this kid on the catch and throw. Aren't you?
He's feeling a lot better, yep.
Coach got a question about quarterback pressure and why can't Georgia get more of it right now?
Well, right now, if we rushed 11 guys, we wouldn't get him the way he's catching and throwing it. I mean, that right there, he caught the ball and threw it on time. We're going to have to do something with a little bit more of we're playing vanilla. I think we can get to him, but that was, vanilla look there on first down. It's hard to get pressure. Third down, you can do it more.
Yeah, 81 is Albert Okwuegbunam, Alberto.
That's 81's Albert? Mm-hmm. You were right. I was wrong.
That was a good job by Eric Stokes on that left side. Well, his right to get to the ball and get around some traffic.
8 minutes, 37 seconds left. Second 7, 8:33, 8:32, 8:31.
6 completions for 53 yards. It's not like the guy's lighting up the field, but he is
probably going to try to hit this tight end in the flat here.
Yeah, he was looking right to the flat. You're right, Coach. Oh, there it is.
Richard LeCount.
Richard LeCount, Oski.
Take it on. Show him your tail lights. No clips. No clips. No clips.
Oh.
No clips.
He's faster than all of them. It's all about the angle. No flags.
Well, that's the way to break on the ball.
Liberty County.
He's too small to play safety. Don't get me started about Richard LeCount. Great kid.
That's a good catch from him. Could have caught a hands to the face on
Ojulari. Well, Ojulari got hit in the face mask too right there. Wow, he had to get up for that.
Good job by Crowder playing underneath the route too.
Yep.
Set it up.
Well done.
Give him those pads over on the sideline now. Now this is
Marshall
where,
jumping in there.
to me, please just run it in. Please, we can run it in. We don't need to throw.
DJ Daniel had a great block to set up that return too. That's when what do you yell out, Coach? Oski? And he immediately turned around and became a blocker.
Yeah.
Good job, DJ Daniel. Tried to go to Kearse Jackson there on first down. 7 minutes, 51 seconds left in the second. Second and 10. I'm glad to see them throwing Kearse Jackson. I think that is he could be a Miko Hardman type. I don't think not quite that fast.
Talking about another good kid.
Just absolutely explosive, though. One of the strongest kids. He is going to be tough to bring down. He's not huge, but he's just so strong.
And he's gotten bigger since being in Athens.
Oh, that's what worries you, man. Just fall on it, Jake.
Oh, what is that little whack in the face? And
fans want a late hit.
So we're going to run the draw here.
Oh, yeah. Cade is
set up for a field goal.
I think
Cade
didn't tell Cade what went wrong.
He's like, what happened?
The thing that hurt him there, he's pulling. That guy was trying to avoid him, but well, we shouldn't have said something. Everything's been going good on the mechanics.
7-14, 7-13, 7-12. Second quarter, it's 3rd and 22, 7:09. Georgia's up 10-0 on Missouri.
Seven minutes exactly, 3rd and 22. Georgia takes a timeout. Oh, and a flag. What?
Well, I think that was a delay of game call.
Yep.
I don't think there's much in the playbook for 3rd and 27 this far down.
No,
They were still standing up.
Turn around and call timeout.
Yeah.
This is a draw play. No, it isn't. He's too deep.
You can tell by the depth of the quarterback.
Yeah. That was a play to set up a field goal, though.
Yep.
Do you know if Rodrigo has a preference on a hash?
Anyone in Sanford Stadium? Most guys like to kick from the left hash when you're right-footed kicker, but
Easier to hit the draw.
that was a very bad series by the Dogs. Could have really put the game out of reach.
Yep.
Automatic.
Dude is a freaking machine.
Rodrigo Blankenship puts Georgia up 13-0 at 6:06 in the second quarter. Lump Dog says that's a nice 3-yard pass on 3rd and 27. Look, I don't think it's realistic to think you're getting the first down on 3rd and 27.
He makes a point there, but you don't try to make the first down there and have a chance of turnover. They're playing to prevent defense. Just take your lumps and get a field goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got both safeties are sitting on the first down marker,
Right.
And they're playing deep at that,
Right.
You know. So they're not. It's not like they're in the box,
And
so that they're going to keep everything in front of them. You know, you're not going to get anything past them. By the time you run the 20-something yards, he's going to have pressure in his face. So you're not going to get a first down there.
I think our team is really
Good point, though, Lump Dog.
convinced that for some reason, we're convinced that we can't run the ball easily on this team because we've had the ball inside the 20-yard line the last 2 series, and we've only run 1 running play. Did you realize that out of 6 plays?
I did not realize that.
So, but that was a great interception to change the field position.
That was. Hey, points off turnovers. I'll take that's 3 right there.
For those that may have not seen, when we first broadcasting live, I'm Dayne Young. This is Radi Nabulsi, publisher of UGAsports.com. And that's a College Football Hall of Famer, former UGA head coach Jim Donnan. I will point out that Roddy and I, neither are College Football Hall of Famers. And I don't foresee that probably happening, but never say never.
I want to point out something. I've mentioned this on our podcast, but folks who've never watched this show before, Coach Donnan is the only head coach to be in the Hall of Fame who has led the nation in passing offense and rushing offense.
That was different teams, though, and that was
but
different.
It's still impressive. Coach.
Different levels too.
Doesn't matter.
One was 1 AA, but hey, we could throw and run it though. Yeah. You got to adjust.
I'm just saying if you understand when they're going run heavy like Georgia is, and you understand the spread offense and pass heavy, you've done both.
Right.
So take your credit, put up with it.
We did rush for 786 yards one game at OU. And we did score 77 on Missouri one time.
Damn.
I don't even know if I've done it on the video games.
And when we scored 77 on them, it was ugly.
Hey, I need you folks.
Switzer said.
Did you cover?
Switzer said he was worried about the fullback hitting his head on the goalpost. We were running the fullback up the gut, man.
Wow. Shout out to our friends over at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions. Call them Monday morning when you get a chance, 770-452-1424. 770-452-1424, extension 201 or 202. Or if you can't remember that, you weren't writing it down, or you're 3 sheets to the wind, just remember 123getloan.com.
It's 6:06 and Rodrigo just kicked off. 6:06 second quarter. Georgia leads 13-0.
Touchback.
If you're a time of possession, someone mentioned that in the chat. Georgia 16 minutes and 8 seconds. Missouri 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
It's going to be interesting to see what our adjustment is to get on this tight end a little more. We doubled him on that route the last time.
Leading rusher for Georgia right now is Brian Harrion, 4 rushes for 18 yards. DeAndre Swift, 5 rushes for 16 yards.
Ugg is going to take it to the house.
Ugg is about to get a sack here.
Just can't run east and west on this team.
Nakobe Dean right in the middle
Keep
of that.
doing that. I
I've
like
seen
it.
Nakobe Dean up there on first down, and big Devontae Wyatt. Man, what a year he's had.
Malik Herring, too.
Very true. You know, it was funny in my first Georgia 3-2-1 report. I mentioned that guys were telling me, "Hey, Malik Herring's having a great fall," and then you just didn't hear his name first couple games. And I'm like, "Oh, well, I guess I was wrong," but he's made me look right.
Another tackle from Nakobe
Yeah.
Dean.
Big Jordan Davis in there covering up the middle. Now we coming with our heat team.
Yep. So you bring in 44, Trayvon Walker. You bring in Adam Anderson, 19, 4, Nolan Smith.
We got Campbell out here on the edge.
Isaiah B's head coach is so humble it hurts.
Does not like to talk about himself. It always makes me stop when in our podcast.
Here we go. Coming empty on us.
Missouri's 1 for 5 on third down so far.
Well,
Georgia's
now
done a
they-
good job on third down.
Well, they brought him back. Did they put him out there just to see what we're going to do?
There's a flag.
Crowd helped you there a little bit.
That'll now be 3rd and 11.
Left tackle?
That's got to be frustrating as a coach, right?
Well, you know that happens, but for the most part, they've been pretty slick. They just hadn't made many yards. But
That, let me see here. I think that is
4:45 in the second quarter. 3rd and 11, 4:43 on the clock.
they're gonna be real careful with the football right here.
They're going to have to snap it to avoid another penalty.
Missouri only had 2 penalties so far.
They got it off at 1 second.
You got some heat.
Oh, there it is.
you got
You
to
had
get him
him.
down.
Well done.
That is pressure.
So
No
the guy
one's-
was talking about pressure. A little easier to do it on third down. But I have to tell you, 44. You know what shot Jesse James?
What?
44. Oh, what a hold there.
You got to call him Jesse James.
Yeah, that's it. I like
There's
it.
a hold on Nolan Smith, too.
No, but they had Tariq Stevenson by the neck.
I think we got a chance here to get him either a choke punt or a return for a big one there. He got Karras back there a little bit. Huh?
Is he actually the deep man, or is he just he's? Yeah.
Choke punt. All right. This is where we should be golden. They had Karras back there. This
Yeah.
is where
Karras back there, you know, who recently had a broken hand.
I give
Okay.
Ron Corson a lot of credit for what they're able to do to get him back. They had a custom-made thing for his thumb and wrist area that made, you know, it's so bulky to have all that and be a receiver, but they got one streamlined. It still gave him support. And a local guy did it. Some guy here is a kind of a specialist in that, and you just never know what you got in your own community there. So the next time we get somebody get their hand hurt, we'll say, look, we got a guy right here on campus. Take care of it with a streamline.
You know, and I don't know how you work that into a recruiting pitch,
It's a good pitch.
but that's a pretty good thing. Hey, guess what? You know, even if you get hurt, look how quickly we can get you back on the field. Kirby Smart, in his press conference last week after the Georgia-Florida game, was mentioning that Lawrence Cage was out on the field wearing Kevlar pads,
Right.
you know, to protect his shoulder, to protect his ribs and such. Kevlar.
I like Kevlar.
That's what, you know, guys are wearing like in bulletproof vests.
Right. But it's streamlined, though, as far as not being bulky.
Yep.
Should I do a little 30-second break here
Yeah.
for Bud Light?
Yeah,
How about
because I need another one.
Let's do it.
Hey, sports fans, Bud Light here. Reminding all fans 21 and older to be a Bud Light good sport while enjoying all the crisp plays this season. While you're cheering on your team, we're cheering on you for taking the pledge to drink responsibly and designating a driver. Thanks for being a good fan, and more importantly, thanks for making the right decision to drink responsibly. From your friends at Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did it switch?
Nope.
And we are
All right, let
back.
it go. I'll do it.
All right. Oh, there
Getting
it
a
is.
little side channel action and happening.
got it
here,
now,
so we
Coach.
can keep an eye on another game. That's
Yeah, we
inter-
like to keep up with multi-talent there.
Well, and you know, at this point,
So here's what we're going to see here. We're going to be in what we call a version of the 2-minute, the 4-minute offense where, you know, you're going to use your best stuff and try to get 2 first downs, get the ball across the 50, and then maybe go into a hurry-up mode. Right now, I can't see us being in a hurry-up mode because our defense is playing so good, and we don't want to run 3 plays and then punt and give it back to them. So we're going to use some clock here and try to get 2 first downs and then see what happens.
What you got going on back here, Roddy?
I'm just grabbing another one of these Aloha Beaches.
I heard that sound of a can.
That beautiful sound of another Natty Light Seltzer opening up.
Did you want to give
Share?
a shout out
No.
to our friend Leon Farmer?
Yes.
Yeah, we can't say enough about Leon and his wife Becky. I remember going to their wedding. That was such a beautiful wedding, and his dad was so proud of him. And they've got 2 great kids now. One of them's playing for undefeated Athens Academy team, getting ready to go in the playoffs, seeded number 1.
And shout out to Kathleen who hooked me up with all this product.
She did?
She did. She's the best.
Good. That's
No two
good.
ways
She
about
gave you
that.
some good ads, too.
She did.
John Rogers said that Bud Light is on sale where he is, and he's probably got a few more than he needed. Pace yourself, you'll be
All
good.
right, let's
Nah.
see what we got here.
Go balls to the wall. 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the second. Oof.
A lot of Brian Herrion in this first half. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Brian Herrion's a good player.
I like the first down call, though. I mean, we're going to use the clock here. We're not going to be in a hurry.
So. That's 6 carries for Brian Herrion.
2 tight end set. You got Wolf and Warner both on the right side of the line with Zamir White in the backfield.
337, 336, 335. Oh. Maybe you can't run on him.
It's about a 3-yard gain from Zamir.
Yeah. I knew the way Kirby was going to play this one.
Yeah, you called it.
But
Kirby,
you got to remember, too, our defense is playing great. We're on this side of the 50. I could see us running a draw right here.
and Kirby was very complimentary of Missouri's defensive line this week.
Well, Missouri's got one of the best defenses in the conference.
They got Butcher Knife Bandit here now.
Wow, that is.
Throw it to
going
the
wide
fade
out.
up there. Throw it to him.
1-on-1 up top.
8 guys in the box.
Wasn't quite there. He comes back down.
Mm.
Went for dominant Blaylock, and
We didn't burn much clock there.
Nope.
so it's 2:41 in the second quarter. 4th and 6. Georgia's about to punt.
All right, well, because the guy's holding on to his shoulder pads. He's not separating. Well, there's a reason for that.
I can see Mizzou try to block this one. Look at old Jamari Salyer making the calls there.
Jamari
How many
Seals.
times you see an offensive lineman doing that?
Well, he could also be a very good center, too.
Great punt.
There you go. All right, so it's 2 minutes and 31 seconds
Now,
left. Got
this
to
is-
drive it 89 yards.
Here's the deal with us. If they run it on first down, are we going to call timeout? I'd say no.
The way that this game is going, I would say no. Traditionally, I'd say yeah, go be as aggressive as you can to get the points. But you don't want to make mistakes and give Missouri a short field in any case. So if you end up going into halftime 13-0,
But would you be making mistakes calling timeouts?
Well, all we got to do right here is just see what they do on first down. If they don't do much, and then if they don't do on second down, I can see us calling timeout.
Yeah.
I'm thinking they're not going to throw the ball here.
Yeah, and then they're punting it to you. They're punting it from their 10, in that area. You're getting the ball back midfield. If you can,
But
if
with
you
what
start calling
amount of-
timeout,
how fast would you have
That's
to be
why I'm
on
saying you call a
offense?
timeout right after the first play. Call timeout.
recess from there.
Recess from there.
You
and
know,
then-
what we talked about in the get-go here was that Missouri's defense ganged up, stopped the run, challenging their passing. Our passing started out great, but we've been ineffective since about the middle of the first quarter. I mean, we've
You're right.
had a couple of drops. We've had terrible red zone productivity there.
leaving a lot of points on the field. It's Fromm's stat line right now is 8 of 16 for 92 yards and 1 TD.
Yeah. And
So
he's had 2
50%.
drops.
Yeah.
Had 2
Well,
drops.
yeah. That's why I said it's just the stat line. It's 8 of 16, could be 10 of 16. You catch those two, all of a sudden that looks completely different. There's more points on the board.
Well, we're better 50% passing. We've had for us to have that many time of possession. We really hadn't run that many plays. How many plays have we run total?
Penalties total 33.
33, and we had
23.
time like twice as much time as them, right?
Yep.
Correct.
How many did they run? 20.
23.
23.
Missouri's run 23 plays. Time of possession is 9:41. Georgia has run 33 plays. Time of possession 17:48.
So an additional 8 minutes for 10 plays. That seems a bit odd.
Georgia only has 39 rushing yards, and I don't think we expected that.
Well,
but
we
again,
lost 15 on that one with Fromm. How much did he lose? He lost. It was second 19. He lost 9.
Yeah,
But he ran one time for 10. So
and also, I mean, hey, call it what it is. When you have your starting center go out, things get weird.
yeah.
well, Missouri's defensive front's really
We
good.
also lost
Against
Hey,
their
add
the best
add that
defensive
one
front.
to it. That takes away from our rushing too. That snap.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're going to do here. Run it on the left side.
See, I would think Barry would be happy to go
Right
into
there,
overtime,
run to our
or
left.
into halftime. too.
Running to the left side. Funny.
Well, it's their right side, but I'm looking at our
I
defense.
know. I'm just saying. You called it before it happened.
Would you send 3 pepperoni pizzas to the stadium? I'm coming down to go over everything with our team at the end of the half.
Don't forget the breadsticks.
Now, what he's talking about right now is what they can do if we make them punt and they go to 2-minute offense.
Who said landlines were dead, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So in that situation, when James Coley's talking to Fromm down on the sideline about what they're going to do in a quick offense, is he setting up plays ahead
See,
of time?
there's another penalty on them. On the shift. Did you see that shift, that stem get them there?
Yep.
Now I would say use your timeout.
So here's what's
Get the
going to
ball
happen
back.
is they're going to use 30 seconds before they snap it right here if they got any sense. That's why we should call timeout. Who is their other tight end? What's his name?
I figured out here.
Look at that shift just mess them up.
During halftime, we will be taking about a 10-minute break. Here's your timeout, coach.
That's my boy Kirby. Good call timeout.
Did you text him real fast? And
No, I mean, it was a good timeout.
They
You
got-
got second and 12.
Other tight ends are Daniel Parker, Brendan Scales, Zach Shatner, and Messiah Swinson.
All right.
I think Brendan Scales is the one coach I'm thinking
I
about.
think, but I think
How
Messiah
about Tennessee
Swinson
beating
is-
the Vols 13-0?
Yeah, halftime we'll be taking about a 10-minute break just to kind of reset. So you'll be seeing a slideshow of some photos from earlier in the season, as long as one photo that Coach Donnan sent us from his head coaching days at Georgia. Added that to the queue.
What did I send you?
I'll show it to you.
Oh,
here
I
in a
don't know. I
second.
did. Yeah, that was a good shot of me when I was a lot younger.
Hey, do you have a picture of me when I had hair? Can we put
20.
that in there?
Look at that. Look at that stud right there.
Right,
Man.
stud. Actually throwing the ball here.
Tyler Clark almost. Oh!
God dang, that was,
That was
a
a
great
risky
play by
play.
that kid. Get out of bounds, all right? That's good. That's better than the timeout.
That's DJ Daniel.
I tell you what, that was a heady play by Powell.
Kirby Smart snatches a not DJ Daniel. So we're going to stop that talking.
That could have been so deadly there.
Aziz
Make
almost got him, then Tyler Clark almost got him. That was a heads-up play by a backup quarterback.
Half second more, Monty Rice is.
This
back on
Mike
the net.
Money Rice
This is
knocks
a-
him into the
this
Tate
is a
Center.
run here.
Free play, maybe.
Holy balls. Don't.
DJ Daniel, where were you?
Well, that'd have been a penalty on them anyhow.
That reminds me of a play we saw last week.
Well, they did that last year, 2 years ago here. Lockett 3 touchdowns in the first half against us.
Yeah.
We ended up lining up off sides.
Yeah, we saw Quay Walker jump.
Gee whiz.
Minute 30, 1st and 10.
All right.
Kirby's so upset because that's a mistake that's easily avoidable that could legitimately cost potential points.
It's almost like Georgia was trying to stem and Quay just moved forward.
Good play by Tyler Clark.
They're basically, hey, call a penalty on that guy. Throw him out of the game.
Wow, he is.
Hey, he eject that guy right now. 13's out.
Yeah.
It's a good job by Richard LeCount to look cooler.
Richard had his hands above his head. Look, I'm not doing this, and he got hit
He's going to
again.
eject that guy.
Yeah.
That's stupid. He hit everybody on our team but Kirby.
That is not a good situation.
What happened? You saw it, Coach. He said it doesn't matter. So they're going to give 15 here. I guarantee you we're not going to call timeout now. Why wouldn't you eject the guy for that?
So he was shoving with DJ Daniel. He just keeps going on and pushes.
He didn't actually hit LeCount. Well, he did.
Yeah, he
there.
did.
When LeCount goes to the ground, that should have been the one that was.
That's a good
How
flop.
can that not be a?
That's a good
ejection?
flop. LeCount sold that pretty well.
You know, I just said that Georgia had a penalty that was unforced. Well, that one definitely is unforced.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
See,
Georgia,
if we hadn't had that happen to us, we'd be calling timeout now. But
Yeah.
you know,
No.
I would definitely consider calling timeout if they don't make anything here. Tackling.
Richard comes up with a big hit.
Get him out of bounds. That's good.
that out of bounds is important because you might
Absolutely
consider that timeout now after this next play.
Did you hear the announcers? Did you hear that? Did you see that hit from Richard LeCount?
Yeah, Richard's fearless now.
Nah, Richard's feeling it. Laying the wood.
Please,
Shaking.
please, right here, don't get a pass interference or let them throw the ball deep. If they make a first down, they make it. But don't. That last play was scary, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When they would have counted too, because we were lined up offside.
Yep.
Get the play in, Derek. It's on Dooley Field. Isn't that right?
Yes. If you're during halftime, go to UGAsports.com and check out the recruiting gallery Jake Roos put up. He was out there hours before the game taking pictures of all the recruits that were in town. So was Paul Meharry.
We get many here.
There's a good number of guys there.
A lot of younger guys.
I like the fact that UGA commit Justin Robinson was there. As a kid, when Georgia took him as a commit, a lot of people were like, Justin Robinson.
Good receiver. Is that him?
Yeah, exactly. Every time you see him, the kid looks more and more Lawrence Cager-like. You know, he's not as tall, but the kid is cut. I mean, he looks like a D1 wide receiver.
Good.
And the more we see him, we see he's faster, bigger catch radius every time.
We got the kid from Florida and then the one from LSU, too, from Louisiana, too.
So very, very impressive, Jess Robinson. So he's sitting there thinking, yeah, I can run that route. I can do that.
Watch the draw.
But it's tough sledding when you got LSU and Alabama playing today. There's a lot of kids in Tuscaloosa. Wow. Pressure on that QB.
Timeout right now. Timeout.
Trayvon Walker with the tackle.
44, man.
I tell you,
How does he run with that size?
we need him to come out and play basketball. Give us a big man too, because he's D1 basketball player.
Yeah.
After the championship game,
How are you going to put a hand on his chest like you're going to slow him down?
I think Tom Crean would take him, Coach. Good grief.
He is what I thought.
got some of those high school socks too.
Yeah.
Where do you get those?
John Mishad.
I mean, I've never seen those that color.
Mishad, hook it up.
All right, there's 47 seconds left in the second quarter, and Missouri is set to punt. Georgia will have one timeout to work with here.
Yeah, we'd just like to see a really bad pun here.
Hey, just snap it over his head, put it in the end zone. That'd be even more convenient.
Oscar Overcash.
Dominic Blaylock is back to return.
47 seconds left. The ball is snapped right now.
There's that
Crazy
rugby.
little rugby kick.
We got a shot here
Yeah.
for a field goal. Reason I said Oscar Overcash, he played center at NC State and then went out to play against Wyoming the year that I was a freshman. And his first snap on a punt, the different altitude, he snapped it over the goalpost.
Oh my God.
There's not many guys with O. We used to call him O square. Oscar.
So I was thinking
Overcash.
when you said Oscar, it was like overhead, over his head.
Yeah.
So I was thinking it was like
Oscar Overcash.
you were talking, Charlie Bravo Delta. I'm like, what, Oscar? Oh.
Georgia negative 6 yards in the second quarter.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's about to change.
36 seconds.
Draw. Get up.
Call timeout.
I'm a little surprised by the draw call there.
Well, sometimes the way they're rushing it is opened up for you, but wasn't there. He's telling them to.
Is that a situation where Jake was looking to see, all right, should I change this at the line or?
Kirby's, I think it's more based on alignment. And right now, we're not real confident throwing and catching the ball. I mean, we're heading 13-0. We could take care of the ball here.
I understand the fan frustration that I'm seeing in the chat, just because offensively it seems like some of the same rhythms that Georgia had against Kentucky and South Carolina.
Yeah. This is better. He's got a good defensive team. They're making plays on us. I mean, they really are.
It is one of the best defenses in the SEC. I know people don't want to hear that. They think Missouri, but wow.
And then Jake Fromm gets him right back in field goal range. It's a great catch to Cager. Wow.
Got to remember we had a new center in there too. We got a bad snapper. We probably scored that series.
25 seconds left.
Oh,
in
look
the
at
first
Eli
half.
Wolf in the middle of the field.
Yeah,
just
that's because
killing that zone.
safety came across the 4 vertical. You got to be really quick here. Oh, come on.
Shit.
Probably lost his
No, I think he got hit.
breath.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst things to have when you get hit in an area that makes you lose your breath.
Hey, get the camera off his nuts. Come on.
Quite literally.
Yeah. Hey, we got this overhead. Let's get a video of him holding his groin. That's awesome.
It's not related to this, but also, Cager's a tough dude because he's been battling.
Shoulder, ribs.
Showed a lot of grit this year.
Yes.
How about that throw from Jake Fromm?
I
He's
hope
throwing a couple
he's in
tonight.
pain. I hope he's not holding his knee. No.
Well, he's had a bad rib and a bad shoulder, so
Is he holding that arm?
It's his shoulder. Look at his left shoulder, man.
Yeah.
He got a separated shoulder.
I was worried when he had his hand down. I was worried he was holding onto his knee for a second. I just panicked. I'm like,
Is it
because
left shoulder?
he's standing on his.
That's been bothering him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I asked if it was the left shoulder that had him bothering. I couldn't remember if it was left or right.
You can't take a sack here.
25 seconds left, 1st and 10.
Good protection.
Whoop with both hands. I like to throw.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Only used 6 seconds at the clock.
I don't know why you don't go up with both hands there.
19 seconds left. Second quarter, it's 2nd and 10.
All right.
Tyler Simmons in motion. Fromm takes the snap at 19 seconds.
They got field pressure.
Pressure.
He had to throw it away.
That's well done, because if you take a hit there, you're out of field goal range.
Well, plus you don't have any time left.
Yeah, they are out of timeout. You're right. Yeah.
There's Todd McShay
Yeah.
down the end zone.
I was about to say, see the blue suit.
This doesn't necessarily have to be a shot to the end zone, because you would have time to spike it, but you got to make a first down.
Gotta hit him there.
Well, Kearis Jackson laid out for it, but not quite
Yeah,
there.
a little long, but at least, I mean, give credit to him for the effort. So he's laying out, which is what the Missouri wide receiver did not do earlier, and what Matt Landers didn't do last week.
And that still hit him off the hands. I mean, he was close. He
Yeah.
needed just another couple
And
inches.
when you get up with a face mask full of Dooley Field turf,
Yeah.
you know that you tried.
I don't think anyone has ever accused Kearis Jackson of not trying. At least I haven't seen it. 47-yard field goal. Sneaks in there. Well done.
You notice the stands look empty right there behind that those goal posts. That's where all the recruits sit. You know where the recruits are?
Inside.
In that $65 million West End zone. Getting free food and hot cocoa and all that
Gotta
stuff.
pay $10 for that though if you're an unofficial visit.
Yeah.
So Georgia holds a halftime lead, 16-0.
We start out the second half with the ball.
Yep.
Georgia's time of possession, 18-24 to Missouri's 11-36. Georgia has a total of 164 yards, Missouri 99. Turnovers, Missouri has 1, Georgia has 0. So in terms of, let me find penalties on here if it's listed.
It's right at the top.
Missouri, 4 penalties, 32 yards. Georgia, 2 for 10. So Georgia's outgaining. They have fewer penalties, have the ball more, and are winning the turnover margin.
Had the ball for 7 minutes more than Missouri has.
So I understand frustration about offensive woes
yeah,
and,
it
and
just
lack
doesn't-
of explosion,
you-
but
Yeah, you like, okay, Georgia's had, how many plays do they have? 38 plays. They've had the ball for 18 minutes. It just feels like they can't get out of their way. But again, you take the change the center, things happen. You know, you had that snap over Fromm's head, gets messed up. You have a
Well,
catch
how many
dropped.
times you think you go into a game and Swift won't even have 20 yards rushing? How many do you have?
19 on 6 carries.
Second leading rusher. in
yeah,
the
Harrion had 5 carries.
well, people
20
won't say that
yards.
they'll say they won't think that DeAndre Swift's not having a good game. They'll say you called the wrong plays not to get him in.
Well, they can say what they want.
I know. I'm
just
I'm
saying,
playing devil's
really,
advocate, coach.
You had 16-0.
Yeah.
Defense playing
It doesn't
lights out.
But
it's a dominant defensive performance.
Yeah, but you're dominating them. But it feels like you should be up, 28-0. And so when you're only up 16-0, it feels like
That's
you're
true.
leaving points on the field. Which
What did Herm Edwards say there, Roddy? You play to win the game.
We've
Yeah,
scored
I know.
We've scored every time we're in the in scoring position, though. I mean, we've had
Yeah.
3 field goals and a touchdown, but we can play a lot better on offense. I agree.
Yeah, that's a lot of points being left on the field when you're at 3 field goals. I mean,
But let's take into account that the one time we had a field goal, we had a bad snap.
yep.
That's
That's what I was trying to refer to. You had a drop that could have changed the outcome of one of those drives,
Right.
and then you had a bad snap that definitely changes your red zone ability. So,
Let's wait till the end of the game and really critique them then.
well, no, we can't wait. You do that, you bust them up now.
I don't want to bust them too bad.
No, you can't. We can't be reasonable, Coach. We gotta overreact. That's how we do it.
So
We're saving some stuff for Auburn.
which of the seltzers are you going to be grabbing in our little halftime break?
I just knocked back one of those Catalina wine mixers. So,
Yeah, I see that.
excuse me,
How many
Catalina
cans
wine.
is that up there?
Shut up, man. No, I'm sorry. This was the Aloha Beaches. That's the Catalina lime mixer.
Okay.
Yeah, the other empties are over there. So
I see your case of Bud Light off the screen over there, too.
now that I haven't gotten into.
Yeah.
If it's another game like South Carolina,
Oh, gosh.
I'll dive into that case.
Don't speak that into existence.
No. But here's the thing: when you're watching these teams, you know, when you're like Georgia's playing Missouri, you're like you're up 16-0. You just watched LSU and Alabama scoring 40 points apiece. You saw LSU put up 33 points on Alabama,
Yeah.
and you're like, how the hell is Georgia going to compete with that if you see them in the SEC championship game? So I understand the people's frustration, but it just feels like Georgia can't get out of its way, or you have a key injury. Because remember, going back to that Notre Dame game, you have both cornerbacks out. That changes the.
Yep.
You only win by what, 6 points? Everyone's like, well, you should have beat them by more, even though they were a top 10 team. Again, no one wants to give credit to Missouri for having a great defense, which they should. If you read our stuff, we told you that this is one of the best defenses in the conference, you know. And then your offense isn't going as good as you would like. Your defense is going fantastic. 0 points.
I agree with all of that. The other side of it is you're not playing in the SEC championship right now.
No, you're
So
playing
it's
Missouri.
A whole
You're
different set of
You're supposed to be
circumstances.
whooping their tail.
I understand that too.
Yeah.
When you are more aggressive in the passing game, when you are throwing the ball down the field more, when you're asking your offensive linemen to protect longer, you open up more opportunity for bad things to happen.
Which is absolutely fair. And that's folks, you know, I've had the people say, well, Georgia needs to get the ball outside more. You get outside, guess what's not out there? More blockers.
Yeah.
You know, you have a much higher chance of a play going for negative yardage when you get outside like that. So do you want to play the percentages? You know,
And we saw last week a higher willingness to do that against Florida.
Yeah.
With the understanding is like that's going to be required to win this game.
Yep.
I don't
And
know
it
if that's
worked.
necessarily the case against Missouri.
Right.
I think what's required against Missouri is don't give them anything easy on offense. Control your field position.
Right.
Then score your points.
And remember, you have a ball control coach who is happy to win 21-0, like he did against Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be happy to win this game at, score 2 more touchdowns, 30-0. He is thrilled to death. He does not feel like he has to score 45 points as long as he's keeping them from advancing. And he'll kick another 3 more field goals, and he won't be thrilled about it. But he knows that every time you go down the field, and you kick a field goal, that's one more drive that they have to match you on or beat you on.
Yep.
So they have to at least get a field goal or a touchdown to catch up. Right now, you have a 3-score lead. I mean, a 3-score lead.
Yeah.
They got to score 3 times to catch you. Well, they can do twice.
They could do twice in 2 points. That's pretty rare. It doesn't
Very
happen
rare.
much.
So he knows that. Hey, how many times are they going to get the ball? How many drives are they going to get in the second half? 3, 4.
Yeah.
So if you score on 2 of your drives, you win the game. And again, it's. I know it's boring sometimes, and it can drive you crazy when you see what LSU and Alabama did, but it's effective. That's the coach you have in Kirby Smart.
Even if Georgia did not score another point in this game and it wound up being 16-0, or even 16-7 or something, the win in the conference standings column would count exactly the same as what LSU
But
did
it'll
against
drive
Alabama.
it'll drive people crazy.
And I get that.
because you're thinking.
Trying to forecast.
Oh, that shit works great against Missouri, but what happens when you face LSU? I guarantee you see a different game plan, just like you saw a different game plan against Florida. To your point, they had to get more aggressive and do some of that stuff to the outside because of the way because of the quality opponent they were playing.
Now, I will say the biggest thing that I would be critical of is one of the weaknesses of this team, and I'm not saying in terms of talent, I'm saying in terms of experience, is the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
There aren't many of those guys that have top-level experience, especially if Cager is out, right? He's one of the more experienced veteran players on the team. And so if you've got a lot of guys that just need to get more catches, more blocking action, more downfield routes for those opportunities, well, this is the time to make that happen. And I think you may see some of that here in the second half. You need to be getting Dominic Blaylock with some catches and some routes down the field. You want George Pickens to have some of those back shoulder throws.
True, but when George Pickens pulls the one-handed, trying to,
But he did have the touchdown.
He did have the touchdown
early, so
which is what drives your Coach Hankton crazy, because he's like, look, I know you can do this. We remember that one-handed catch that came out in scrimmage.
Yeah.
In the middle of fall camp.
God.
Yeah, everyone was going crazy. They've seen him do it, but the thing is, like, listen, buddy, we know you can make that catch, but just do it our way, you know?
Well, and look, he's he's a true freshman.
Yep.
And for quite a
to
while,
your point, that
he's been the guy at his high school. And look, he's not in high school anymore. And in a lot of ways, like Coach said earlier, he's not a freshman here anymore.
No,
he's played enough football. You got to see some consistency. You got to see some kind of professionalism, I would say, of like, this is what Nick Saban says all the time, and Kirby says it too, is I'm going to do my job the best I can every play and every moment and not worry about the rest of it.
Right.
And I think some of that comes with age and experience with Pickens. It's also a reason why Lawrence Cager got on the team to provide some of that.
Yeah.
And I think all the performance that he has had has even been beyond what coaches expect.
But that's where you have that such a drop-off between the Lawrence Cager, your graduate transfer guys. You know, where are your senior wide receivers? You know, you got a Tyler Simmons who's had some issues. Where are the guys that came in with him? Where are your junior wide receivers?
Yeah.
You know, where's your Trey Blunt? Where's your Tommy Bushes? Where are your
on the sideline right now.
You know, I'm not saying Georgia missed on guys like that. I'm just saying those are the guys that should be coming in right now. But you're going to Dominic Blaylock and George Pickens.
Yeah.
That's and Kyrus Jackson, didn't he redshirt last year?
He did.
So again, you're going from I don't say fifth-year guy because this is his fourth year playing, but he is a graduate transfer to a bunch of freshmen.
Yeah.
And including a redshirt freshman. Where are your junior guys? Where are your sophomore guys? It's just it's quite the variety there.
Why don't we ever throw the ball to Robertson? I just think we've done a really horseshit job on offense this game. I'm trying to keep from saying it, but.
All right, we are back here. Radi is well stocked. That's as kind as I can say it, Radi.
Woo!
So Georgia's about to begin the second half, getting the football up 16-0. And thanks for watching with us here on YouTube. I'm Dayne Young. This is Radi Nabulsi. We're with UGAsports.com along with Coach Jim Donnan.
Well, we're getting that second half kickoff. Let's see what we do here. We're going to have to get some form of running game going here, just build their confidence up a little bit with help set up our play action passes. But overall, disappointing first half offensive production. But at the same time, we're able to get 16 points on the board. And, we've been a slow starting team several times this year, so we need to go ahead and put the hammer down right here. I don't know if Cager's going to be okay or not. He had trouble with his shoulder.
And you also got Trey Hill out with, we reported first that he had an ankle injury. We said ankle sprain. Georgia said he has a left ankle injury. Our subsequent.
There's
Lawrence Cager in street clothes.
And a sling.
With a left arm and a sling. That does not bode well.
There you go.
DeAndre Swift breaking free.
So in the when we was going to halftime, Coach John's like, we need to run the ball.
14-49, third quarter.
This is just all athleticism there. Good job by Cade sealing the backside.
Yeah, and Eli Wolf and Kyrus Jackson with two strong blocks there to create a lane. And there's Swift flying down the field.
Charlie Warner sealed the backside at the very beginning as well.
Yeah, and then Eli Wolf and Kyrus with kick-out blocks.
Explosive play there.
Yep. Boy, that changed the field real fast.
Changed his stats, too.
That's the way to leave him in there.
Yep.
So now we're out without two starters, Cager and Hill.
This is when you begin to see that cumulative effect that Kirby Smart talks about a lot, that once you've done some damage in the first half and the third quarter, you start to wear down that defense and see what
He talks about wearing teams out. So, you didn't put up 33 points on Alabama like LSU did, but you've worn them down. Now all of a sudden those big plays start hitting and you pull away. So,
and in this case, you've limited the carries for DeAndre Swift to be brought for it.
That's a good play by backside backer.
That is.
32's made some plays today.
That is a
Can't read his name because of his strands there, but
strong. Has a strong Missouri defense, folks.
If you've got questions for us, drop them in the chat. We'll answer as we can. So we are in the third quarter. If you're syncing this up, having us on your second screen, that's what we recommend. Watch the game on your TV. Have us on your tablet or phone, laptop. 3rd and 8. It's 13 minutes left in the third quarter. 13 minutes. Jake Fromm just took the snap. With George Pickens on the left side.
really don't understand that. Why we've had trouble. This looks like South Carolina, going deep so much. Just not necessarily interceptions, but we heard them early and over the middle and underneath. You think we might fake this one?
Not against Missouri.
I just said that for
43-yard attempt. He's been good from 47 and 48, and
he missed it.
Yep.
Same plays he missed at South Carolina.
Well, as frustrating as this offense is, I think this is a good time to remind that this is the, 4-year anniversary, so to speak, of Georgia's 9-6 win over Missouri. We were both there, Radi.
Yep.
A lot of highlights in that game for a local sports broadcaster to put in his newscast.
And then the next week went to OT to Georgia Southern.
Yeah, Sony Michel in overtime.
I always love it when the defense does a good job of field goal protection.
Coach Kevin Green asked, why are we only throwing the bombs down the sidelines? Why are we not running the slants or screens or something?
Yeah, I don't understand some of that. I mean, a lot of it has to do with the coverage, but we probably had some early success over the middle, and they're kind of lulling us thinking we can hit the fade on them, but we haven't hit one except the Cager.
Missouri is averaging, their defense only gives up 18 points a game. Just to give you reference, Georgia scored 16 so far and should have had 19 there. "12 minutes and 12 seconds, 12:11, 12:10, second 9.
Self-tackleization.
Yeah. Self-tackle.
Old Dooley Field gets a tackle on that
Yeah,
one, right?
Coach Dooley gets credit for that.
Lorenzo asked if we're going to put the game on live. If you want to pay the copyright lawyer, sure.
Sorry, Lorenzo, they won't let us do that. They tend to sue the hell out of you for putting the game on.
We offer this so you can get some inside expertise from Coach Donnan, maybe some of the tidbits that Radi or I have. But this is more of a second screen experience to go along with your
Yeah,
telecast.
watch it on your TV and just open us up on an iPad, your phone, your laptop, your computer.
It's taking up to 11:30 right now. Missouri took the snap.
Third and
Got
11.
some heat there.
There's a sack.
Do it, Quay.
What was that move?
That is the soldier.
Yeah.
He stole that from Roquan Smith. Remember Roquan did that
Roquan
once.
did do that.
Third down, we're getting some good pressure here. This third down package is good. And Z's coming off the edge. Then this is delayed blitz. Look at 25 coming up the gut here.
It's almost like he was just waiting on
Spying.
that. Almost like he was spying him. Like, hey, I got the quarterback if he breaks out.
This guy's due to have a bad punt. He's
Snap
due.
it over his head.
I'll tell you, Aziz is turning into a little superstar
Yeah.
with some of these tackles he's taking on.
Red shirt freshman. Gotta love it.
There
Couple
you go,
broken
Blay.
tackles.
Flip the field automatically.
Well done.
Short
Fearless.
field for Georgia. Quick shout out to our friends at Leon Farmer. Keep it crisp, dog fans. Enjoy Bud Light. Enjoy the Natty Light seltzers. Please drink responsibly, unlike I am doing.
You're drinking very
You're
responsibly.
doing all right.
I'm doing good. Please try the Natty Light seltzer. It is the seltzer you never saw coming. I must say I never expected Natural Light to put out a seltzer. They put out the Catalina Line Mixer and the Aloha Beaches, and they're both fantastic.
The other
My ears are
thing,
getting warm.
if I was calling
cold out
plays right now,
What would you say?
beside going to Swift, I like to see a little misdirection here, just because they're flying to the ball. They're making a lot of backside hits, particularly 32. If we ran a little, little wing back around or some kind of counter, I think that would help us slow them down a little bit. They're really
Explain
fast.
that to me. What's a wing back around?
Well, fake to the tailback and then hand the ball to the slot
runs
coming
behind.
back around. Not the jet sweep, but just something to slow them down a little bit. They're fast pursuit, and we're their linebackers are making some good plays, a lot like South Carolina did. Big old boys up front taking on the blocks, and that was an explosive play there by Swift, though. Really needed that.
16-yard return.
Well, Coach, in pregame
And
we
then the
said
punt return.
we said that Missouri's defense was going to be boom or bust in a lot of senses. They'd be really
Right.
aggressive. In the rushing game, I understand in the passing game how you can kind of do some things around. In the rushing game, how do you attack that?
Well, like I said, you got to slow them down a little misdirection. Maybe run that little counter O where they maybe block down on them a little bit and pull the guard like we did Kinley one time. And we had some success with the toss early too, just to outstretch them and outrun them. So there's a lot of different ways you can do, but they're a good, well-coached team that fills the gaps and they do a good job tackling. They haven't missed many tackles at this point.
When you have some of those plays that call for a guard to pull, with you having a backup center with Trey Hill not being in the game, would that affect any of that?
Yeah, I think it does a little bit, just because we're worried about, trying to get too funky, because the number one thing you got to do is get the snap.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think for the most part, I've been watching Cade at the point of attack. He's done a pretty good job of not letting the guy on him or in the gap penetrate, which is hard to do when you're not used to having snap the ball like he is and then block a guy. There's a lot of difference being a guard coming off compared to a center snapping it. But, you could be down at South Carolina right now, be behind 13-6 to Appy State. Hard to believe South Carolina beat us.
App State's a good team, but they're not beating South Carolina.
No, well, you give them the ball 4 times and you miss a couple field goals, that'll happen.
Georgia Southern beat App State the other day.
Yeah. But this series right here could be the kind that you just, put this game out,
put out of reach.
And that's what Uga said, too.
Yeah. One of our sponsors for today's show is our favorite beer to drink on game days, Bud Light. Bud Light is an American light lager. It's been around since 1982, and for good reason. It's crisp, refreshing, and pairs great with tailgate food. Keep it crisp, dog fans. Drink Bud Light. Enjoy responsibly. Speaking of game day tailgate food, we had a couple pizzas from our friends over at Your Pie.
Your Pie is awesome, man.
That was good. If we just cranked it up a little bit earlier, you just see me wolfing one down.
There you go. Tackle him in space. There was a little bit of delayed counter there. He looked like he was going inside and then went out, but still not the misdirection you need.
If you're keeping up with the clock, it's 10:20, 10:19, 10:18, 10:17. Second down and 7.
Third quarter.
DeAndre Swift at one point had 19 yards. Now he's had 9 rushes for 73 yards. Well, actually 10 rushes for, maybe 76. So, bring in Harrion.
There you go. The guy's going to play him tight, drive him off, and come back underneath. That's a nice little wrinkle right there. Just keep doing that.
So you said the quarterback was up on the line, playing him real tight?
Yeah, I mean, he'd been running the fade on him. He just pushed off on him and then stopped, and the guy turned his back. And he said, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I don't know. I'm out of the stadium."
Hey, here's my brakes.
I like the easy completion to Pickens as well to continue to build his confidence. He's had a couple tough plays today.
Yeah.
And that went from that touchdown to two tough plays and 2 deep plays that were kind of tough on him.
That touchdown was impressive, though.
It was. Oh, there you go.
What
did you just call, Coach? To Demetrius Robertson, the fastest dude.
Hurdling his own man.
You've seen this game before.
I don't know about that. I was lucky on the call, but I think it's really good.
Misdirection to the guy that you said, why is he not getting the ball
Watch him
more?
hurdle Warner.
Seriously, that was a really good call. But, I mean, just because it's going to slow him down a little bit, now that's going to make your inside runs go that much better now. Put Swift back in and let him handle the rock right here. They got Harrion, but we got 12 personnel in. What he's doing here, he's looking at the front, and he's going to go a zone play one way or the other based on their overshift. Based on the way they're lined up, I could see us running the ball to our right.
Well, there's a run to your right, Coach.
Good patience from Harrion, too, to allow the hole to develop.
That's pretty good there. Just keep on hammering and tong them here. Next time we
run it to our right one.
Next time we throw a pass will be when Jake's on the sideline warming up here on this series. I think just you got 3 downs. Oh, goodness. I hope he's not hurt.
Oh, man.
Missouri player injured. We're at 8:16 on the game clock in the third quarter.
That was a really good indicator of speed there by Demetrius Robertson. You know, the guy in 97 had a little angle on him, but the fact if you just beat one guy as compared to when you're running the ball with the inside zone and the whole team's flying there, you got all that pursuit as compared to one guy contained, you know.
Yeah.
So athleticism takes over, and good job by Coley.
Get the ball in his hands.
Well, if you notice on that play, the blockers that were kind of in motion and doing the things that are a little more abnormal than a lot of the plays, it was the running backs.
I thought Jake did a good job of
tight ends.
Jake did a good job of making it look like he wasn't supposed to be doing anything because he's pointing him to do it, but he's actually coming around and.
That's a good point. Got an injury question for you, Radi, and we don't have all the information on this, but just the best that we know. I guess if we'll update what we know about Trey Hill and Lawrence Cager, the question was about, do you think Cager dislocated his shoulder again?
It's separated, it's not dislocated. You got a separation there, which will require some kind of surgical procedure later on. But the reason I'm saying that instead of Roddy, because I know that's what's wrong with him, but it's not dislocated. And as far as Hill, got a bad sprain, doubtful. I mean, he's not going to play the rest of the game for sure, but next week's going to be the big key. Can he play against those big old guys from Auburn?
Yeah.
Auburn's sitting there eating pizza tonight, watching us play.
Well, look, Trey Hill, his absence or dealing with an ankle, Derek Brown's not the guy you want to be dealing with for that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a conversation moving into next week.
But
he's not
the only one over
every
there.
play that Cade plays, it's like last year when Trey Hill had to come in against Kentucky and did a great job. You know, we lost our center, and he came in and did
He came in for Lamont Galliard.
He also played against Alabama in the SEC championship game. Coach Dooley telling those guys we're going to have 3 more weeks of spring practice. You didn't catch that, did you?
I did. Sorry. I've been numbed by the beer. That's awesome.
He does the signaling for us. I hope he didn't tell him.
No, he's not the only one doing the signal. Don't they normally have like 3 of them?
We got Cook in here. This might be a quick pitch.
7:55 on the game clock, third quarter.
God, uses speed.
Cook's got, we've been saying Cook.
Should he have gone to the outside there? Or was that designed to go?
I don't know.
Exactly. Multiple guys signaling in the play. It varies as to which one is actually sending in the real play.
Yeah, one of them's hot.
The others are fake. So
We
they
got to
can't.
get the ball to Swift.
7-19, 7-18, 7-17. 3rd and 2 in the third quarter. Well, Swift is way back.
You got the tight end open. Didn't throw it far enough,
Underthrew
Jake.
it. That was there.
I could see that.
You saw it a mile as it was happening before he was open. You knew he was open. Great call, Coach.
His left foot got a step toward the guy and stepping out.
That's what Brian Greasy's pointing out too. His footwork.
Again, points left on the field. You missed a field goal. That was 3. You've had a lot of.
Has Swift touched the ball since he ran that long run?
They gave it to him right after that, didn't they?
Yeah, I'm just talking about that series. He didn't touch it, did he?
I do not think so.
Hey, we're doing some good things here. I mean, that's execution there. That's not play calling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was there.
And he did the same thing against Florida. You got to use your lower body a little better, Jake. But
So they went DeAndre Swift for 3-yard run, then Jake Fromm pass complete to George Pickens. Demetrius Robertson's rush for 16 yards. Brian Herring rushed for 6 yards. James Cook rushed for 2 yards. Jake Fromm incomplete to Eli Wolf. Blankenship field goal.
Roddy, might be a good time to remind our viewers about the gift card they can win from
Yes.
you.
If you want to put your name in the hat for a $100 Visa gift card, if you've not had one of these before, it's just like a credit card. It's got $100 on it. You take it and you buy gas or groceries or food or
subscription
to UGAsports.com.
Or your pie.
Your
or
pie, anywhere you want to
Cincinnati
go.
Light seltzers.
I don't know. Can you cash it out? I don't know. It's
I
great.
don't think you can.
That's great for anything, but it's a $100 gift card. It's a Visa, so anybody that takes a Visa card, you can use it there.
What I have heard you can do, though, is add it to your balance for, Amazon or other accounts like that. So if you want to do it that way.
I was just thinking some folks take it to the club, cash it out and use it at the bar.
Use your cash that you get in other methods for that, and then use this to replenish
You can take it to the bar and buy yourself some of these Natty Lights. The way to get your name in the hat is to share this with your friends. If you share it on Facebook, you share it on, if you have a YouTube account, you stick it over there. Put it on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. Can you share it on TikTok?
I know hardly anything about TikTok.
How many have we had shares so far?
I don't know. We'll go back and we'll add them all up. We'll put them in a hat, and it's an automatic system so that you can't. So wait, user Radi is great 42 wins the card. No, it is a random picking program. It's on the internet. I've used it in the past. We put everybody's name in there, and it will pull one name out of the hat. I will reach out to that person and send them their $100 gift card. The way to get it is to share this on Facebook, Twitter, any social media platform, and we will pull your name out of the hat and send you the $100 gift card.
So after you've done that, comment here in the YouTube section.
You do have to let us know that you
shared.
Yes, because I need to know who did. I can't go back and check everyone's account and see that they did it. So
Chuck Ward said he did it to Twitter. He shared to Twitter in the first half. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it, Chuck.
Do it again, if you will.
Chuck,
it doesn't get you a second entry. But
loyal listener and text.
Yes, he is. Shout out to his boy, too.
They're showing Rodrigo Blankenship. He's a finalist for, they call it, it's got a specific name, but it's essentially the academic Heisman. And Rodrigo's he's a graduate now of the Grady School of Journalism. So he's in his master's program.
Coming from my job.
He's a very thoughtful guy.
Yeah. What's they call it? A William Campbell Award or something like that?
It's something like that. Let me find out exactly what it is.
So Savannah Lee says Coach Donnan is psychic. Savannah, he is.
Check my palms.
All right, 6:56.
I can see
First
Derek
and 10.
Dooley right here, based on his frustration and the lack of. I can see them trying to go a double move on us
I'm
right
gonna say
here.
just throw it deep,
Go for a deep one right here.
Against two.
Let's see who we got out there. Probably Daniels.
Yeah.
The Campbell Trophy is the.
That's what I said. Campbell win. Here we go. Keep getting the heat on. We get a turnover, get an easy score, get this game under control.
First and 10, 6:56 to go. You got Campbell at the bottom, Stokes at the top of the screen. Ball being snapped right now. Oh boy, they got it to the backfield fast. Mark Webb. There's
Nolan Smith.
There's Nolan Smith
Monty
with a
Rice.
sack. Now, Nolan Smith will get credit for this, but you got to give Mark Webb the credit for flushing.
Well, here's the thing about it: the quarterback hurts his team. When you pull up on a sprint out, you're gonna get sacked.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because the line's blocking the reach, but boy, that's some athletic guys there running around.
Yeah.
Those freshmen, I love to see that. Having fun too, harrying. And
But what was the quarterback going to do there, Coach?
he looked like he was trying to just throw the out route to 80 to OJ or whatever his name is. That's terrible coverage there. We're playing cover 2 and we didn't collision the guy.
2nd and 19, they threw a 20-yard pass.
God knows. Terrible. That's the worst we've played right there.
6:08 on the game clock, third quarter. 6:07,
Get some
6:06.
rhythm there.
Great sack, and you waste it.
One big play after another there when you get to play like that.
Yep.
What I meant there, we played cover 2 and they threw the ball in the hole. Our corner should have sunk. LeCount didn't get off the hash and they hit it in the hole. That was a good throw. He's getting on him about it right there.
Scott Hover said that he shared it on Ask Jeeves. Somehow I don't believe it.
Nah, you big liar.
But I appreciate the joke.
That boy Jordan.
Ooh!
Avalanche.
Number 1 will not forget Athens, Georgia after that.
That's like being tackled by a train. they listed at 330. He ain't seen 330 in 100 biscuits.
He's got a family, Jordan.
Ooh, throw him around.
He planted that kid. 6 months from now, there's going to be a little Missouri running back
They're going
sprouts coming up out of the ground.
They'll have to spray him when they spray the hedges.
Yeah, you need some Roundup on him.
Good
Whoa.
job there. Way to cover
Tyreek
there, Cam.
Stevenson.
That's a great job, Stevenson.
Did he knock the ball away or did he drop
They're
it?
going to 81.
Yep. That's a mismatch. Just size-wise.
Watch him play underneath this. I like that athleticism. I think he dropped it.
I think he dropped it. That's what I was worried about. I don't know that he so much knocked it away as.
He at least was on him.
Yeah.
Well, he at least had the motion to like try to get his arm up, even as his body's going to the ground.
Yeah, but if he's on the ground and that guy's standing up, that safety's nowhere near him.
Caleb Hertel says a great job, Stevenson. Kinda.
Exactly.
That sums it up well.
Oof.
I can get a little fearless Fosdick there.
There's Big Jordan Davis.
Jordan, get some guns.
You know, Kirby Smart said earlier in the week, he was asked about Jordan Davis, and he was like, yeah, Jordan's a great kid, but he says he'd be a lot better if we could get him to lose some weight.
Well,
He said that publicly, which I thought was, wow, you know.
well, he's always going to have the thing that hurt him, though. He was in good shape, and then he hurt his ankle.
His back. The lifting.
That was last year. What about this year when he got hurt?
Oh,
He
no.
missed a couple. You got to talk about the now. Not.
I'm just saying
He
last
lost-
year, towards the end of the
He
year.
did, but this year he hurt it, and we did hurt his back for the bowl game. But
Yeah.
this year he hurt his ankle, and he was out for a couple games. And you know, when you're a big old boy like that, it's hard to move around except to get to the refrigerator and to the microwave and stuff. So
That's my kind of exercise.
how about 42-0? They're beating the Pack at half.
Clemson over NC State at half. Lump Dog asked Coach, would tempo help the stagnant offense?
It could. I don't know that we're going to catch them with much about running plays any faster. We just got to continue running a little misdirection on them and slow them down a little bit. But
Well, Jake's had a couple passes that were not where
tell
they
you what
needed to
help
be.
us is we hit them when they're open.
And
Yeah, hit and catch the ones when they hit you in the hands.
yeah.
You know, here's the thing. People are going to bust on James Coley, which, you know, fine. I get that. If you want to, I get it. But at the same time, we've had how many passes that were missed by Fromm or dropped by a wide receiver?
Right.
You know, sometimes, I know this is boring and controversial, but sometimes it's execution.
This is huge right here, backed up. We're going to sit on it.
I'll say this, though. If fans are going to be critical of James Coley, they need to be complimentary of Dan Lanning and Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
Well, right there. Now,
But that's,
to me, here's the thing. You win the game right here. You go with your best back. I mean,
first and 10 with 4 minutes.
We ran Zamir White there. He hadn't played the whole game.
Yeah, right up the middle. What the hell, what are you trying to do there?
All right, DeAndre says back in 4:08,
1, 2,
4:07,
3, 4, 5,
third
6,
quarter,
7.
second and 9, 4:05.
7 guys in the box.
There it is.
Nope.
Still good.
Yeah, I mean,
See, the corners are just coming off the block, so they're not playing press man. We got to stay with that block. 42 just falls in there and makes the tackle.
that'll help him with his weight.
Was that a bit of honey?
I don't know, man.
Probably some kind of gummy bear.
Swedish fish, maybe. Really, this is the best shot you can give us is Jordan Davis eating? Thank you.
Still a good chance to run the ball right here.
And then we're tightening it up. Woo! What a toast. I was trying to say throw and toss at the same time. I came up with what a toe. Nice throw.
Coach Permit Captain says the Pack is banged up and it's not an easy place to recruit. You played there, and they should have hired you instead of O'Brien.
True. They offered it to me once, so
I was about to say.
I didn't take it. At the time.
He's been offered that job.
because I stayed here, but after I was out, I should.
Well, we're glad you did.
But here's just a really good chance to get some misdirection in there. These guys are flying around. Don't forget it.
God,
Hey,
Brian
look.
Herring is such a tough runner.
Up the middle for an 11-yard gain.
There wasn't much space there.
Tell you what I like there was spin move. Just don't get chippy here.
Isaiah Wilson feels like he was
this would
affronted.
be a big deal if we can take it 90-some yards. Cade down the field.
Isaiah Wilson knocked him a yard down the field, too.
Got two receivers on each side, Herring in the backfield, so they're trying to create a little space.
They're just daring us to throw the bubble screen.
Oh, yeah. I saw Ben.
He was down.
157, 156, 155, third quarter. Barry Odom's upset about something. Does Barry think the ball was loose?
Boom, his knee's down right there. He's way down. Not even close. I was told that Ben Cleveland was going to get a mohawk, or had a mohawk. Sure enough, he.
Snap the ball, please.
3, 2, 1.
Got it off.
You got him.
All day. Oh,
Gee whiz. Landers, you get the chance, buddy. You got to make a play.
again, catch the ball. No, wow.
They better hope that they don't look at that and call it a catch.
I mean, he's got it. He's turning. The guy hits it almost immediately.
And when you slow it down, it looks
like he's like
exaggerated.
exactly. Looks like he had the ball forever. He's trying to secure it.
He didn't bring it back close to his body. Wow.
Still, just be safe. I'd snap the damn ball.
Go to Robertson here.
Good pick up by DeAndre Swift. Wow. Karis Jackson laid out again.
Yeah. Peach County tough, baby.
Don't forget your misdirection.
Watch DeAndre Swift on the left side here pick up this block.
Boom. Great job, Karis.
Is that his first reception this year? Or the one he fumbled against Vanderbilt was his first one?
I think that was his first. Oh, boy.
That's a catch.
Yep.
So Brent Rollins and I have a rolling text chat of different things that will be appearing in Film Don't Lie come up on Monday. Check it out on UGAsports.com. We put a lot of time and effort into it.
Tell Brent Rollins, let me know when he's good at saying, identifying inside zone, outside zone as it's happening. I usually have to watch the replay to go, okay, this is where they're going, but he's pretty quick.
They could overturn that
Really?
second part of it.
Georgia's up to 278 total yards. Missouri's at 109. Make that 291. Play stands.
Now, folks, just remember, if you want to share this broadcast, let me know in the comments section on YouTube, not anywhere else, that you did share it, and we will put you in the drawing for a $100 Visa gift card.
So right now we got Jackson's a redshirt freshman, Pickens a freshman,
Blaylock, a freshman.
Blaylock. But like I said, they're not freshmen anymore.
We call him Game 9 freshman.
That guy can dance there.
He can.
I like it. Just stay with it. Pound them.
This last play of the quarter, Georgia with a 19-0 lead as we wind down the third quarter.
He's going to let the clock run
10,
down.
9, 8.
Get your flashlights out.
Turn on the lights, folks. Show Alabama how to put on a light show.
I mean, this is still defensive domination.
Yeah.
I hope people it's hard to keep a SEC
It is,
team
but
scoreless.
offense helps them, though. They've run less than 40 plays, haven't they?
Total plays 36. Right.
That's less than 40.
We went to journalism school, Coach.
It's busting you.
When's the last time you took a math class?
So we have an opening on the watch along show if you want to join in.
You must be a former UGA football coach.
Exactly.
That's going to reduce.
What's Ray Goff doing right now?
Yeah, right.
Hey, Coach Rick. Call me.
Hope you're well, Coach Rick. Glad to. I think he went back to work today.
That would not shock me.
I saw him shooting a free throw in the Duke at the Duke basketball game.
Did he?
They were just messing around over there. I think he was there for something else, but he called the bank on the free throw and he hit it.
Let me give you some numbers here. Jake Fromm, 12 of 26, 155 yards, 1 TD. Now, that does not count the balls that were dropped. So, under 50% for completion percentage, not exactly killing it. DeAndre Swift, 11 carries for 81 yards. Brian Harrion, 9 carries for 36 yards. Demetrius Robertson, 1 carry for 16 yards. Amir White, 3 carries for 8. James Cook, 3 carries for 4. Jake Fromm's had to tuck and run, 3 carries, minus 6 yards. Receiving, Lawrence Cager with 6 catches for 93 yards, but done for the day. Shows how impressive he was. I mean, that guy was on pace for a 100-yard game. George Pickens, 4 catches for 49 yards. Kyrus Jackson, 1 catch. DeAndre Swift, 1 catch.
So Robertson hadn't touched the ball but once, right? He hadn't caught a pass.
Right. He had that 16-yard carry. I like it. Powell, the Missouri quarterback, is 9 of 19 for 80 yards, 1 interception. Rushing, Missouri has 17 rushes for 29 yards, averaging 1.7. Yeah, I know.
How much has Powell lost?
Powell, he has lost 5 yards on 3 attempts.
Oh, he had one. We only sacked him twice. He had one good run.
Yeah, that's why it's 3 for -5, so he had a pretty good run there. Albert O is the leading receiver for Missouri, 3 catches for 24 yards.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Say it.
Aquagbunam.
Albert.
Alberto.
Wuegbunam.
So when we come back, we got the ball second down on what yard line?
Aquagbunam.
41.
2nd and 7 on the Missouri 41.
What's the most difficult UGA player name that you can remember having to pronounce? I mean, Massaquoi had a lot of letters.
Yeah, but I got that run off. I don't know, Radi Nabulsi, it's
How many emails would it say Randy for you?
No, it's usually Radii or some garbage like that. One person, though, hit me up with Roderick. Like, why the hell do you go Roderick? We thought it was short for something.
We had this coach one time that was trying to figure out this kid's last name, and he couldn't really remember it. He said, "Could you tell me how you spell your last name?" And he said, "Smith." That's a true story.
I need to make this check out.
First play of the fourth quarter, 2nd and 7, 15 minutes, fourth quarter.
All right, we'll let you know when it snaps.
This is play action there. We're going to fake the ball to Swift and try to hit that one again.
Or Harrion? No, Swift and Harrion in the backfield same time. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, I like getting them in space, though.
Ben Cleveland put number 21 on the bus.
See, that was a very good concept there. The misdirection of the Swift coming in here on the jet sweep and then the throwback little option pitch there.
Did that guy run with Swift to open up that side of the field?
They just want to show you they watched the Florida game. Don't show us a replay of the play. Great call there.
Swift is so respected that defenders are going to follow where he goes.
Well, I just said, and this is something I learned with Coach was talking about putting guys in motion to see how the other team reacts.
Yeah.
You know, if they're man-to-man or if they're in zone. And I'm wondering if when Swift went in motion from the right to the left, if that cleared out the right side because there was nobody over there when Harrion went that way. And
what I'd like to see us do when we have a timeout is put the headset on Jake instead of having somebody talk to him. Let Coley talk to him on the headset.
Ben Cleveland's trying to get up to Toccoa.
yeah, Ben's like, hey, let's go back to my house and have some deer jerky.
I'm sure Ryan Rankin would meet him there.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of
It's that new haircut I told you.
it's a good straight arm.
I'm telling you, Brian Harrion is just a tough runner. And he's a really good football player.
Yeah.
Keith Marshall told me earlier in the preseason that he thought Brian Harrion would be a prototype NFL running back. He's
What
just
are they
everything
checking
they're
here for
asking.
the first down?
Yeah,
line-
trying to see if it's first
line
down.
to gain.
Nose.
The ruling on the field was the first down, but they think he's a little short. If it's third and very short, what do you call, Coach?
Dry field, I'd sneak it. I wouldn't do that play we did against Kentucky because of bad.
Yeah.
The bad
But
footing.
I think there's no way you can not say he's going to say it's confirmed.
No.
Well, they brought
Calls
it
it
back,
short.
not a first down.
Call reverse, third down.
I'd run
Get your play.
wherever Andrew Thomas is.
Don't get
I'd
delay
run
a game
behind
here.
him.
But now if you're on the defense, what do you do? Knowing that he's a NFL first rounder.
Pray?
No, I'm just saying. It's like, okay, we're going to have a guy on the inside of him and the outside of him.
Georgia's most effective.
We're going to come out of the huddle real quick here and run this play. Watch us.
Between Kenley and Thomas is Georgia's most effective running spot.
See us line up quick. We're going to put Wolf in motion and then run back that way. There you go.
They didn't get right behind them.
No, it looked like they ran right up the center. They looked like that left
Center
A
and right
gap.
guard, yeah.
All right. Just keep on running the ball here. I like running it.
Was that the left A gap they ran through, or was it the right?
I'm not sure. I was watching Wolf. I thought he might go in motion.
It'll be interesting to see where he and Sewell wind up in that draft, and then Isaiah Wilson.
Right.
That trio is going to be lights out.
What's the clock stop for here?
Injury.
Good God.
Cade Mays down on the field.
How many bad things can happen to us?
Who'd be a third center?
Jamari Sawyer has worked at it some.
How far until we
Warren Erickson always warms up before the game. You can put in Clay Webb, too.
True freshman Clay Webb.
But Warren Erickson, I think number 50 would come in.
Dang.
They hit his leg from behind. God almighty.
He was already down.
He's already, yeah, and that's been Cleveland laying down. No, it's at the end there.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Byers, 97, is holding onto his ankle.
Cleveland was face down for a while.
Yeah.
How many bad things can happen to us? You're either going to go with Erickson or Jamari.
Rock Horson's going to be a busy man.
He's always busy.
What do you think? Erickson's going to be safer on the snaps.
Yeah.
I would think for the rest of this game you might want to do that in hopes that
How many times did you lose two centers in one game? I never had that happen to me in my life.
well this season they've had that and then they had the game that they played without their top two corners.
Jiminy Christmas.
Not exactly what you're looking for. Damn. Now, as a writer, publisher, UGAsports.com, guy who nominally in charge of the dog event, I run it, the dog vent community at UGAsports.com. Best people in the world. And I understand that they're going to be freaking out about, hey, it's 19-0. They want to see more points. When you have injuries like this, please, folks, keep those in mind. It's the same when, I saw so many people that were complaining about the Notre Dame game. I'm like, look, things change when you lose 2 starters.
Well, and especially
3 starters, 4. When you lose these folks, you should be ready just to plug and play another guy. That's not how it works. Mm-hmm. It does not work that way.
It's not binary like that.
Yeah. Well, next man up.
It's a lot easier to do it with a skill position than it is a center.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the
hub I get you, but that idea
of your team and the corners, and interior offensive linemen are just very difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, at this stage too, in this particular game,
this kid is the most valuable lineman we got because he plays every position.
He has played every position for Georgia.
I mean, obviously, our best linemen are the other 2 guys, but
another high snap. Jake takes care of it. Yeah,
blow it.
Getting the flag.
There it is. It was a nice tackle.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, just walk out of there. Just keep walking.
14:09 just threw the flag, 4th quarter.
Keep tagging those shots at them.
I see former Georgia offensive lineman Sam Madden there in the back of the end zone taking pictures. Pickens tackled him and go, hey, you got in my way.
Pickens pushed him a little.
Kind of pulled him in tight, like, this is interference.
A little surprised to see a shot to the end zone after all of that.
It's first down. Here you go.
Maybe trying to seal the game.
Was that Salyer in the center?
Yeah, I think so. They didn't come back from the commercial quick enough, so. But I think he said, yeah. Like I said, Jamari Salyer was the next guy up.
He knows what to do.
Hey, I was right.
Just another 5-star.
Difference here, though, he's a lefty snapper. You get the ball different.
Another shot to the end zone.
Touchdown. There it is.
Wow.
Hey, look, he used 2 hands. Look what happens.
What a catch.
Well, let's see the replay just to be sure.
Give him a lot of credit going on that guy again right after. That was a good call.
Got to get the foot down. What a snag. Oh, that's a catch all day.
Damn. 5-star.
That's what we talked about.
Whew. And he knew it too. Look at that. Funny using 2 hands. How amazing that works out. Great body position.
Can't get separation.
Great body control. That's just disgusting. No, I know exactly what you're saying.
You don't have. We're going for 2 here.
What's your play here, Coach?
Some kind of pass to Swift.
Cook?
No, come on. Can't you get the running back right?
That was the wrong guy, my bad. But it was the pass to the back.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, Cook. Why'd he contribute?
He's always a former coach.
I swear to God. Well, I'll do a pass to the running back here. Pass to the running back.
My bad on the numbers.
So do you want me to get you a schedule? I mean, a roster?
Usually after 9 o'clock, I'm history. What time is it?
9:50.
Time for one of those Ambien drives you mentioned the next time around.
Dude,
yeah, put him to sleep.
This was a good throw by Jake. Same throw we threw to
what? Seeing it from yeah, you're right. But seeing it from Jake Fromm's angle, with all those guys, all those bodies in the way, that was impressive.
I'm still stunned that they threw 2 deep balls to George Pickens after all this.
That was a 90-some yard march, wasn't it?
That drive started way back.
Didn't we?
11 plays, 86 yards.
My bad.
You were just not even close to being on.
But that was
you
90 yards. Yeah. 86. I'm embarrassed for you, Coach.
Jake Fromm, 13 to 27, 2 touchdowns, 173 yards.
Cade's over there. What's wrong with you, Cade? This is where we got to cover. Clip!
It's a good tackle.
Good tackle there, Hud.
Hudson Prather.
Prather Hudson. Brookstone High School, Columbus, Georgia. George Pickens has all the talent and potential in the world, and if he can kind of bring that professionalism to where at every play I'm going to give this my all, 2 hands, everything, and you said coaches have seen this in him. Man, is he special.
5 catches, 67 yards.
2 touchdowns.
Meh. To me, that first touchdown was just as impressive.
Pack's coming back.
Catch it, diving, throwing the ball over.
42-7.
Clemson shaking in their boots.
Make the tackle.
You know where
Good
to go.
job, Monty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys swarming to the ball. I guarantee you they were on the sideline saying we're not going to let them score.
All I'm saying is when Georgia goes up against teams later on in potential postseason times, you're going to need a guy like George Pickens who can win 50-50 balls and just make those plays.
Well, hell, especially you don't know what the diagnosis is with Cager right now.
Yeah.
There's where playing away from home hurts you a little bit. Kid just had it. All right, here comes 44, Jesse James. Aziz, 44.
They double teamed Ojulari, kind of chipped him with the back.
Good job, Aaron. I tell you what, Stevenson coming in there playing the money position. He just put the squelch on this guy.
If you had told me you're going to put Tariq Stevenson on Albert O for most of this game, I'd have been worried. But that's 2 big breakups he's had.
Well, kind of think about how
He's given up like 4 inches and like 80 pounds.
that's what these tight ends do to you, though.
Yeah,
I mean, you saw it against Florida last week.
What was that guy running 100 in? He's like Ian Campbell.
Tariq, he's fast, but I mean Campbell's lightning in a bottle.
Tariq's from where? From Florida?
Yeah.
South Florida.
Oh wow, nice little move there, Kiaris.
And we're going to come in here with some kind of hockey play here, this first play. I just got a feeling that we're going to do some hockey.
Hockey.
I mean, it's,
You want to check somebody in the wall?
no, it's just kind of a funky.
You got you.
There's that haircut from Ben Cleveland.
Ben.
Yeah. I told my guys, I said, look, get pictures of the dog walk. Ben's going to have a mohawk on. Somebody told me that was coming in before the game.
He means business tonight. And that's a business haircut.
I'm just saying, when you have someone go, hey man, you got to see Ben in the dog walk. He's got a mohawk. I'm like, I forwarded it to my guys.
The other thing you got to see is the money that you can save if you want to refinance your mortgage. 123getloan.com. Man, it's such a good time to go check with those guys and see what you can do with your mortgage situation.
Yeah, swing by our friends at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions. Kevin Rubin over there, Seth. Seth that owns the whole thing. Biggest mortgage guys in the states. They do a ton of them. A lot of former Georgia Bulldogs have had mortgages through them. There was a situation where one former Georgia player, he had an accountant saying the deal they're offering you, it can't be. Nobody can give you a deal that good. Mm-hmm. And the guy actually told the former Georgia player, don't sign anything. There's no way they can get you that good a deal on your mortgage. Sure enough, they went to closing. Kevin and the guys were over there, sat him down, said, look, here it is. Here's the contract. Ridiculous rate, great deal. And that financial advisor had to eat a lot of crow, and situation where they got him a great deal because, and that wasn't just because, now they're Georgia fans, but they didn't give it to him just because he's a former Georgia player. They're just good. They're going to give that deal to anybody. So
they can really save your butt, man, because you may think a conventional loan is what you need, but then you find the FHAs out there. It's a whole different world of things I didn't know about, and I'm glad these people.
Especially, a lot of people did. They had the first mortgage, then they did a second mortgage. You can consolidate them, lower your monthly payment. Or the best thing, shorten the term of your loan. We did that not through these guys, but through somebody else who charged us a hell of a lot of closing costs. But we saved like 5 years.
Yeah.
Because we started with a 30, and then my house was paid off. Because we refinanced twice, and we did it smart. do what we did. Go check out their folks at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions. In MLS 170525, Georgia Residential Licensee 17087. And check out, hit up Kevin Rubin or Seth over there. They will take great care of you.
123getloan.com.
Yeah. Hey, call them up and let them know that you heard us talking about them, just so that they know that you're paying attention. It'd be
Maybe
nice.
have us over to that house of yours for dinner or something.
I'm not going to cook for you bastards.
You can buy something.
God.
Just bring in your pie.
These guys got to come out of these. Can't even tell what we're doing here
Yeah.
because.
Hey, we're in a commercial, and they come right back. The play's ending.
Cook set a national record for 2 times in a row touching the ball. He caught the 2-point play and he ran the ball.
He's got more action tonight.
But, hopefully, Cager can come back next week. You're going to have 2 top 10 teams playing again because I think Auburn's going to be in the top 10 now with the teams losing today.
Their defense is the real deal. Their offense is a little bit limited.
See Jamari snapping it left-handed.
Yep.
There's a double move and
Nothing happening. So James Cook with a loss of 1 yard.
Right here is just where
What do you call here, Coach?
we just didn't do much here. It was first down, and now we're behind the sticks. And I'd like to see us throw it over the middle here. We've been throwing the ball to these fades and everything. Just run a break across the middle. Tennessee on a comeback.
This ESPN broadcast is so fascinated by the fans. It'd be nice to actually see what's going on the field.
Robertson got one-on-one. He might run a flag route. Slot back here.
So you're gonna have
3 touchdown game for George Pickens. But
Now-
they can't throw the ball, Coach.
We never throw it.
I mean, if he had, he could have had 4 if he hit that tight end one. We got a penalty.
There is a flag down.
Son of a biscuit. You gotta be kidding me.
So how does something like this? Is it the?
There's Robertson on the flag and the other kid on the post.
That's the post that you were asking for.
I guarantee you. George didn't line up on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Robertson's trying to tell him to get up there. See that? Got a chance here to hit Robertson.
That was the George Pickens experience in about 10 seconds there.
You did mention he's a freshman.
Go right back.
There's throwing it to Robertson, but he didn't hit him. See that?
Yeah.
George, that's your fault, buddy. You learned. Tough lesson.
Who's down now?
Good God
Isaiah
Almighty!
Wilson.
This is Wilson.
Just take a knee the rest of the game. Carnage. He
Oh.
got hit on the back end.
He got hit. Concussion.
Who comes in now? Because Jamari's already in.
Maybe Condon or
Owen Condon's worked there, but Owen's worked more on the left side. You put him in, you can put in Warren Brinson.
Warren Brinson hadn't played all year.
I know, but you got
Truss,
you got
maybe.
4 games. Xavier's played a little bit. To me, Owen Condon would be the guy.
I mean, would you want to bring in a different center and just slide some people over? But I mean, you're dealing with the right tackle here. This is a different situation.
No, you need the length of Owen Condon. You might see DeMarcus Hayes come in. I mean, he's worked almost exclusively at left, but
Shit, at this rate, I might be pulling Andrew Thomas. Let's just get a whole second team in there. So that's 3 or 4 offensive linemen we've seen down today. 3?
3, because you had Hill, then Mays.
Hopefully Mays isn't too bad, but I don't know. If this guy's in a concussion protocol, that's the worst. You got to really. One of the things that we've got here, and we've got an advanced system that measures every year at the fall camp, they'll go in there and they take them in this room and they measure their
cognitive abilities
and take these tests and do all this stuff with their brain and everything, and then take these measurements and then compare it to what it looks like when they have a concussion.
Right.
So it gives you a comparison of what you need to get back to being normal, which is one of the safest things that I would like for my kids to have, or any player. You know what I mean? Just it's right there in the comparison stage, and we were kind of the cutting edge on doing that a few years ago. And they got a room in there where they got all these machines and they do that testing, which I think they do it for all athletes on campus, and it's really good. And Ron Corson's one of the guys that goes around the country lecturing on concussions.
Yeah, he's been a leader in that for more than a decade now, it seems like.
Christine Heatland says, "Take me instead, God."
Do what?
She said, Christine Heatland says, "Take me instead, God." Rob McRae says, "Most costly win in UGA history." Unreal.
You got to think Auburn's licking their chops on that.
Sure.
So who'd Auburn play this week?
Nobody.
Right. This is why normally I'm not a big guy about, hey, you got to worry about the off week. It's usually not that big an advantage. But when you lose 4 starters,
they're gonna come out. They're gonna come after this one.
And a tough place to play. Coach just called it. They came after it.
Yeah, you can see why the way they lined up.
That's running into the kicker, maybe roughing it.
Yep.
Let's hope Camarda's fine. That's always scared when you see a kicker.
And at the same time, I'm coaching my kicker to spin around and act like he's
call running into the kicker, and call roughing.
Yeah.
It's a chicken shit referee right there. Call roughing the kicker, man.
Unless he's bleeding, they're not going to call it.
I guess.
Yeah, that was running into it.
Paul Zapata asked, "Do we think this game's going over 38 points?" Why do you ask, Paul?
What is it? The over under 38?
I'm assuming just based on the question. I'd take the under.
It almost did. Well, I got to 33.
You never know. Missouri could be trying to go lights out.
I tell you right now, I'd put a second team quarterback in.
I'd put second team everything in the way
based on what they're going with another Q.
Ooh. Does that take Crowder with the pop? Somebody is going to hurt tomorrow. Besides Georgia's 4 starters.
We got Scene in there for LeCount.
11-21, 11-20, 11-19. It's the fourth quarter, 2nd and 4, 11-15 on the game clock.
With Connor Bazelak, 6'3", 205-pound freshman from Dayton, Ohio, in a quarterback.
You're going to throw a pick.
Or is he going to throw it at all?
He's going to get picked. Fourth quarter with 7 minutes left. Appalachian State is up 20-9 on South Carolina with the ball.
That's going to piss off so many Georgia fans.
On the woods for us.
So many Georgia fans will be pissed off South Carolina loses. And fair enough, but again, if you give them the ball 4 times and you miss 2 field goals, You're going to be probably in an overtime game.
App State's a talented team too. I mean,
Yeah, they are more than just.
They have some good players.
Shit.
There's that Tariq Stevenson again.
I can feel a pick coming up.
Oh, Paul has $1,000 on the over. He did a live bet at the halftime.
Ah,
Oh, Paul, I'm nervous for you, buddy. Well, if you'll share this stream, you might can get $100 back with a gift card. If you'll share it and let us know.
What's the over 38?
That's what he said.
come on, Paul. We'll try to will them into a couple scores here with the 10 minutes
What was
left.
the line? 17?
I didn't see where it landed.
You'll see a little pick 6 here for you, Paul, just to get it up and running.
Roddy doesn't pay me enough to bet it away.
Did I pay you at all? Need to fix that.
I got a 1-year-old, man. She got to eat. Isn't that what Latrell Sprewell said?
Yeah.
Got to feed my family.
Yeah. You got a baby, man. They don't eat much.
She's more than you think.
Dude,
she's almost 2.
one hamburger should make for the whole day. Just put it in a blender.
Been a while since you had a kid, isn't it, Roddy?
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah,
I saw that coming.
9:06 on the game clock, 1st and 10 for Missouri after that screen.
Tay Crowder crashed in, and there's nobody out there for contain. Of course, he almost got the quarterback, so.
Boy, that's a good catch there.
That was.
Good coverage, too. Sometimes.
Eric Stokes was draped all over him. He still caught it. You notice they get no yards after the catch there, though.
That's a good point.
Coming back to that tight end on a wheel in a minute.
Big Devontae Wyatt right there in the middle.
Nolan.
He's had a really good season.
He has.
You know, the defensive line kind of got called out a little bit, I'd say, late last year. And sometimes it didn't make that much of a difference in pressure. But, man, there's been some individual performers that have done
Was it 3rd and 5 or 4?
3rd and 4, 750, 749, 748. Georgia still trying to get lined up. Okay, they're set.
Got Monty Rice coming in.
Now, you can hit him hard, but he still gets the first down.
He's made it, caught it. Don't do that.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if he scores the first down. You hit him hard. Congratulations.
Coach, are they more willing to kind of give up short passes just with the game situation?
Yeah. Don't want to get anything easy.
Keep everything in front of you is the rule. All right, Jermaine Johnson, number 11's in. Left side, defensive end. Better back up.
There goes.
There's an incompletion.
Yeah, there was pressure in that poor kid's face.
Monty
Rice came flying through from that linebacker spot. Great blitz.
Ooh. Remind me where Monty went to high school?
I don't know, someplace in Alabama probably.
Yeah, he's in Madison, Alabama.
I couldn't remember the high school. I just knew he was from Alabama. I remember I was shocked that he was able to leave the state.
It's happened a few times now.
Yeah.
7:01 on the game clock, 2nd down.
6:59, 6:58. Turn around.
He pushed him. Good coverage.
6:54,
It's very good coverage.
3rd and 10.
You know, we've shut down that tight end pretty good since he caught those 3. How many has he got now? 4?
4 catches for 30 yards.
Yeah.
Jonathan Nance is now their leading receiver, number 4, with 4 catches for 45 yards.
They're coming to the back out of the backfield on this one.
Coach, I'm always impressed with how disciplined Georgia's corners are at not getting the defensive pass interference along the sideline.
They are.
Way
for
to
the
just
most
jinx
part,
them.
but They don't get called a lot.
Is it empty set?
God almighty. Guy's got a good release.
It's only Bannister's second catch of the game.
We don't have enough people in there.
Oh. Wow. 2 missed tackles, 3 missed tackles. No,
Don't give up that rushing touchdown.
I don't think we have but 10 guys on the field.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad if Missouri breaks our record for scoring it. We had 10.
Flag down? What are they pointing at?
We had 11.
Yes. ESPN, not only the only team in FBS, the only team in college football to not give up a rushing touchdown.
Yep. Division 1, Division 2.
Good chance that's going to happen here. Let's see, fumble.
They're missing snaps. At least go make them run another.
See, ESPN is so focused on the crowd, you don't even get to see them lined up before the ball snapped. 5:54, 5:53, 5:52, second and goal. Whatever ESPN producers up in the truck, they need to be fired.
But they can zoom in on the center with the sky camera.
That's a ridiculous view that's going to make me throw up.
Get that moral victory, Coach.
You know, you heard a lot about energy. I heard it from Nick Saban today with LSU, and I've heard Kirby mention a few times. These kind of second halves, and I don't think that was a problem with LSU and Alabama, but like maintaining some positive energy is can be tough sometimes.
Well, particularly when it's such a downer losing these players. You know, I mean, morale for the rest of the team, knowing that you got to play a big opponent coming up with maybe without half your offensive line. You know, you want to think positive, but
well, and I don't think you can just, if it's an ankle, ankle's pretty important for an offensive lineman to do their work. So if it's a sprained ankle, that's difficult to recover from in a week.
Yeah, well, concussion, you got to stay out. We don't know what's wrong with Wilson yet, but
Yeah.
Can Andrew Thomas play all 5 spots at the same time? Is that possible?
you think old Odom would try onside kick if they score?
Why wouldn't
He'll
he?
show you if he's a defensive coach or not. If he doesn't kick onside kick, he's definitely a defensive coach.
But then he'll kick it away.
We're glad
I think he wants to get that rushing touchdown so they can walk out of the
get
stadium
out here
like,
and say
we got
27. We didn't quit.
We didn't quit. We
Well,
showed great resolution.
Old Basilak. But of course, they play without their quarterback. But
Well, not only that, but Georgia dropped out, a bunch of starters in that series. They took out, LeCount, Reed, Stokes, Rice, Ojulari. They pulled a bunch of starters in that drive. Now all of a sudden, again, this is what I say. There is a drop off between the first and second string, second, third
But
string.
it's smart to do that based on where guys are dropping.
No, I get it. I'm just saying.
I mean, who cares if they scored a touchdown compared to another guy getting hurt?
Yeah.
Chip Crook says
But if they scored 2, there'd be a lot of people mad because they wouldn't cover.
Yeah.
He says we need a secret injury report war room. There's an idea.
We need what?
On the dog vent, he wants a war room for injury updates.
That is one thing. Now, at UGAsports.com, we break more news than anybody else. We've been light years ahead on injuries reports. Now, look, Reed's back in, so is Monty Rice, so is Ojulari, so is Campbell. Big Jordan Davis in there in the middle. Backside, Ronnie Rice.
Stop.
Stop. Let him go.
Maybe he'll try a field goal.
I don't think I'd cheer at that, folks, because they still got 2 more shots at it.
I think somebody reminded them, hey, you don't want to give up a rushing touchdown to them.
I gave them 4 of them last
Probably
year.
not going to now because they're going to throw this one. They're going to throw some to 81.
Slant, maybe?
Let's see where he's lined up.
Is he up top?
How do we
I
know?
wouldn't know.
They got
Yeah,
the
I don't know.
fans.
Got to show the goddamn fans again.
He's a tight end on the left. He's blocking.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a headshot.
Incomplete pass brings up 4th and goal.
Do you throw it again here?
4:45.
I'm impressed with this quarterback. I mean, that's a good throw.
It is
Yeah.
a good throw.
See Adam Anderson taking on 2 guys there, number 19.
Was that Webb covering that guy?
Yep. I don't know if he's covered him. He's with him.
Don't let him inside you.
He did give up inside. Oh, they almost took out the thing.
A little golf-style fist pump from Kirby.
Same thing, but they're going to throw it to the flag this time.
Yeah. Little stack over there on the right. There's the right.
No flag. No flag. Okay, well done.
How do you do that?
I don't know. That's what I would have done based on the way we're lined up, but that's
Exact freaking play.
it's a good job. Let's run some clock here.
Run it out.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They're going to throw it to the flag here.
You want me to cut that for a promo, don't you?
No, I don't want to do that. But I'm serious.
What did they do?
That was a lot of pride there in that defense right
It
there. I
was.
thought, didn't you?
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
I was
you
the prophet of doom saying they were going to be the first team to score because they really were down there.
Well, he put in the starters again.
Kirby liked that.
Yep. I mean, hey, it's a point of pride.
You know, this streak on defense, that's becoming a thing I think they really care about. And it's getting a lot of national attention, too. But, like,
Get the snap here.
Again, folks, if you haven't checked this out, go to ujsports.com. We have a story about the not giving up rushing touchdowns. The best Georgia has ever done in a season, to start the season.
It's a way to run, White.
Woo! Samir White pushing folks. That boy is squatting plates, I'll tell you that.
Use the penalty. There he is.
The most Georgia had ever done in a season was they'd gone 4 games into the season without giving up a rushing touchdown. The fact
So
that they've
what we got
gone 8,
9 now?
this would be the 9th game. So not only have you surpassed that, but you've doubled your historic limit. And then Patrick Garvin, who's a great historian, he went and looked at all these other teams, and Georgia is the only team in Division I, Division II, Division III. Of 665 college football teams in all divisions, everyone has given up a rushing touchdown except for
Good
the University of
delay
Georgia.
game here.
he got it off just barely, though. Zamir, put him to sleep.
Listen to this crowd.
Zoos.
Well, that was close, Jake.
They're not booing, they're saying zoos.
Griff Dog says Nostradamus coach.
I hope that's not calling me a bad name.
No, that's a good name.
Uga's ready to hit the kennel. I don't know why he didn't put Hudson Bennett,
Stetson.
Stetson Bennett in.
No, I'd put in everybody that's not a starter.
Well, they're showing the college football playoff rankings now, and with Alabama and Penn State losing,
So what'll happen is 5 will move up to number 3.
that's Clemson, Georgia,
and then
should
Alabama
move up.
drops back, and so Georgia will be probably at 5 behind.
Right.
Penn State will be behind them, but still Alabama will probably be ahead of them, which would be the most Georgia thing ever. You're
Probably-
both 4. You both have 1 loss, but Alabama would still be in the playoffs, and you wouldn't be.
Probably the most interesting thing is where would Penn State drop in that group of Oregon and Utah and Oklahoma? I had
Yeah.
no idea. And how far will Minnesota and Baylor rise, being undefeated?
Yeah.
Row the boat.
You got to give Minnesota a lot more credit than folks are giving them right now.
They
They're
really
playing fantastic. I love the ball is the program mantra.
If we
over
can
there.
make a first down here, the game's over.
Yep.
But
Third
I don't
seven,
know if we'll
153,
make it.
152, 151.
Good crowd there tonight.
Yep.
That's a chilly night too. So
It's cold as the witches, you know what, over there.
you saved your fingers from having to be on that camera.
I have worked these games for years, 23 years
We're
on the
getting close to
sidelines.
getting a delay here. Hand it to Cook on a
3,
stretch
2,
play.
1. Oof.
There you go, Cook.
Stay
in bounds. That's the way to run.
I wouldn't say that this was a sexy performance from Georgia, especially offensively. I think defensively it probably was.
Hey, you get a shutout?
Yeah, you get a shutout. It's about as sexy as it gets in football.
A lot of good things. I mean, just didn't operate on all cylinders on passing game some. But
Yeah.
You won't find many complaints about 27-0 wins, though.
You will.
On the vent,
Yes,
you will.
you will.
You will.
Oh, well, not even the vent, the Twitter. The folks at UGA Sports on the vent, they're passionate, but at least they're a hell of a lot smarter than anybody on Twitter or Facebook.
There's about
just
three.
thunderfoot this one. We thunderfoot it.
Hang it up 3, 2, 1.
Thunder.
38 seconds, 37, 36, 35.
Good kick. Let it
Just
roll.
Rolling. What?
There were about 4 plays that Georgia just flat out did not execute well on. And if they get 2 of those, this is probably more
You had
of
the pass
42
to
to
Wolf
nothing
in the
game.
end zone, the long pass that we
the,
had.
the touchdown that was called back.
Yeah, that was just Pickens lined up wrong.
Yep.
So, if you get a couple of those were preventable. Some of it was Jake needs to, hit his receivers in stride a little better, or put a little more air under the ball, or throw it a little bit further. I mean, he wasn't as sharp tonight as he was in Jacksonville.
Jake Fromm did not have one of his best nights, nor did his receivers bail him out. I think that's a fair
and
assessment.
yet still 27-0 victory.
Right.
Cager,
That's a sign of a really talented team.
You lost 3 wide receiver, 3 offensive linemen, and your top receiver. That's quite the change.
that's the game.
Hey, Latavius Brenny in there.
Let Latavius play.
Well, if Georgia goes and beats Auburn next week, they clinch the East. They can clinch the East in Jordan-Hare Stadium.
If they walk around holding up SEC championship signs, that would drive Gus crazy.
I'm trying to remember. I know they clinched the East
But that's
there.
just mean to set up your wide receiver that way.
Georgia clinched the East there in 2012.
That's a ball game.
I don't think that was like a 38-0 win. That was one of the ones that got Gene Chizik fired in that whole season. But Georgia 27-0 victory.
What was the spread on this game?
Just 17.
17. So you're expecting a 17-point win. You smoke the spread by 10 points.
Yeah.
That ain't too shabby.
Well, so
When you did not perform your best, I don't want to call it a Florida hangover.
Before the game started, I said we're going to have a hard time running the ball on these guys. Just the
here
way
we
it
are.
is. And we didn't run the ball good enough. And when he missed passes, we missed. It's just, but we had 3 or 4 field goals. I don't know.
3. You hit 3, missed 1, I believe.
We might have had 4 because it was 19. What was the score at halftime? 16. We had 3 the first half, 1 the second half.
Yeah, so
4 field goals.
4 and missed 1.
Yeah, Rodrigo did miss one.
Let's see, they go right from the Georgia game into Boise State, and you got to look at that blue field. Gets me up.
Jake Fromm, 13 of 29, 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver was Lawrence Cager with 6 receptions, 93 yards. George Pickens had 5 for 67 and the 2 touchdowns. He had the third if he would have lined up properly. DeAndre Swift, 12 carries, 83 yards. He had that long 47-yard run. That padded
12
most of
carries
that.
for him, though. That's the least amount of carries he's had in a game in his lifetime, isn't it? When he's a starter.
Brian Harrion, 10 carries, 42 yards.
That is not a lot of carries. You're right.
Zamir White, 6 carries, 24 yards.
Cook,
Cook
about
had
8
6 for 7. 6 carries, 7 yards.
Robertson 1.
1 for 16.
Yeah. Jake Camarda had 5 punts, averaged 45 yards. 53 was long.
Look at this Georgia defense. They shut out Arkansas State, shut out Kentucky, and now shut out Missouri. 3 shutouts in a year, in a season. I wonder when the last time they did that.
And still have not given up a rushing touchdown.
That's lights out.
We'll have our hands full next week blocking those big old boys.
Well, and if I'm Kirby and Dan Lanning, I make Bo Nix beat me because that's where Auburn has seemed insufficient as at quarterback. But we'll see.
And then he turns around and does amazing things too. So he's kind of like a feast or
He's a lot
famine.
better at home.
Yep.
That's true. And that's a tough place to play.
But we got to
As Georgia saw last time they were there.
solidify our line right now. I was glad to see Jamari come in there and, had one bad snap, but came in there and did a good job. So did Mays.
I think that's the biggest question mark after this game is the health of the offensive line. We'll see with Cager too, but if it's the same shoulder issue, I would not think that he would be playing against Auburn. You never know, but I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Georgia is only giving up they've given up 91 points this year through 8 games, through 9 games now, so 10.1 points per game. That's pretty legit.
Who scored? South Carolina and Murray State that scored the most points on us, haven't they?
Florida scored 24. South Carolina scored 20.
Florida didn't
scored
score
17.
24.
It's going to be 17, excuse me.
I think 17.
Listen, Mullen
South
thought
Carolina
we did.
scored,
South Carolina, Notre Dame.
20. Notre Dame scored 17.
South Carolina scored the 20 is the most.
Yeah.
And that took the overtime.
Murray State had 17.
Permit Captain says, great job again, guys. Have no idea what ESPN announcer said because I didn't listen to them. I'll hear you next week.
Love it.
Tell all your friends. Do the same thing. And thanks for watching wherever you're at. We heard Japan. We heard California, Texas, all around Georgia. Means a lot to us. Please continue to subscribe to our channel if you're not. Share with your friends. Support Natty Light Seltzer, Bud Light. They are the ones that are making this a venture that we can keep improving.
And seriously, if you do enjoy this, hit subscribe, and let our folks at Southeastern Mortgage Solutions know that you are watching. We'd greatly appreciate it.
Anything else?
Any parting thoughts, Coach?
It was good news and bad news. Good news, we had a solid win at home against a good team, not a great team. But bad news, injury-wise, it is hard to sustain yourself continuity-wise when you have those kind of injuries happen in your O-line. And Cager was really doing good for us, and then he goes down. I was really happy with that Pickens showed some of his ability too. But, overall, there's a lot of things that could be better. But I knew going into this game, I told you outside here before we started, I was worried about we would have an ugly win. Yep. Didn't I say it's going to be an ugly win? Yep. Because I told my neighbor this morning getting the paper, how you feel? I said, we'll be okay, but they're going to make us look bad.
Yep.
They take some chances, and they,
Yeah, and Georgia made itself look bad with some execution issues.
When you got the plays, you got to make them.
So the winner tonight is Auburn University. Georgia gets beat up really bad. You've got 3 offensive linemen down. You got your best wide receiver down. You don't know how bad. Maybe they come back in time. All the storylines this week are going to be about injuries. So you'll see injury reports. We'll have those Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Maybe we do a war room if we can get some information. We were able to break the news on Trey Hill here on the show. Maybe we'll be able to get some more for you at UGAsports.com. We don't know. It's tough to find out stuff like that. It's one of the hardest things to dig up. If we can, we will put it into a war room or put a note on the board. But you get ready for the storyline that you're going to hear nonstop about Georgia going into Auburn. You'll hear about the butt kicking that happened last time. But remember where George Pickens was committed to right before he signed to Georgia.
Yeah, we got a two-game winning streak against Auburn. Though.
Yeah.
One last point that I want to make and get your opinion on, Coach. Having to play at Auburn with that crowd noise, if Georgia is using a backup center, what happens this week to prepare for that?
Well, we use a lot of crowd noise in the indoor and outdoor working on it, but, we got the silent count that we can do. Jamari's a little bit more advanced than most third-team guys because he makes a lot of calls for the punt team. He knows how to do that. He knows how to use the 25-second clock because he's covering it on that. He'll be okay. But I got a feeling that Hill might be ready, though, and Mays looking at him, doesn't seem to be too serious. So, but, who knows?
But Wilson, that's scary. You definitely need Wilson.
Yeah, but, it's just the fact you're talking about.
Three different offensive linemen.
You take for granted that your old linemen are just going to be there all the time, and it's just the other thing. You're going against, without question, the best D-line in the SEC, maybe in the country.
Oh, and Derek Brown specifically, who may be the best individual defensive lineman in the country.
But he's not alone, so.
Yeah, he's got buddies.
But in spite of that, I like Kirby against Gus. I like Kirby getting our team ready. We're a team that's very resilient. We got a really good kicking game. They don't have a very good kicking game. We can beat them in that area, and our defense can maybe cause some issues with them. So it's going to have to be a team win over there.
Georgia beats Missouri 27-0. I think we're done here, guys.
That is
Do it again next week.
We will do it again next week if Coach Donnan unlocks the door and lets us in. We'll see you folks then. In the meantime, check us out at UGAsports.com. We're going to have a ton of coverage. A lot of it is free. The only thing we put behind the paywall is the analysis and the opinion stuff. But tons of the notebook, the injury updates, Kirby Smart's press conference, player interviews, all that stuff will be free at UGAsports.com. So check us out. We will see you next Saturday about 3:20. Shut it off. We're done.